I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I live my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Okay, whoa. Whoa, there we go. There we are live. Welcome to 10 Drink Minimum. I am Chris. I am your host. Guess who else is here?
James Smiley.
Ooh.
And Holly Bird.
Ooh. And we have a special guest in the studio today. We have Amanda. How do you say your last name?
Machon.
Machon.
Yeah.
I was going to totally butcher that from the red light cameras. There's going to be all kinds of people watching now that are like,
Yay.
what the fuck? You don't know her name? How dare you?
How dare you?
Hey,
Yes.
man. Machon, Machon, Macon. I get it all.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I would have butchered that name too.
Oh, yeah.
I thought your last name was Machon.
I think, yeah, a lot of people like, I guess, Macon too.
Yeah. What does that come? Where's the genesis of that name? Do you know?
French.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh la la. Enchanté.
Oh.
That's about all I know.
Like, I stupidly took French in high school, and like, so I know a little bit, but not even enough to, because you don't. It's not in New Mexico. Nobody speaks French in New Mexico.
No.
You know, like the travel
It's
French.
my people.
Travel French.
Did you say travel French?
Travel French.
Where's the bathroom?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you.
Please don't kill me.
Please don't leave me.
Une glace.
Please don't leave me in a ditch. Please don't take my organs. You know, all the hits. You know.
Right. Like, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Can I go shopping?
I want to point out we're drinking the newly rebranded Wavy Hour Ale from Tractor Brewing Company, which you can find in all Tractor Brewing locations.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I'm a big cheerser.
So it's funny because like I went to pick this beer up, and the girl's like, "So you're having Amanda on the show tonight?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." She's like, "Nice."
Yay!
So then I'm like, "Okay, do you want me to ask anything?"
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "What?" Yeah.
Cool.
And she's like, "Ask her who her weirdest, craziest fan is."
Oh shit. I have a couple, and I'm not gonna say any names. I love all of my fans, but
You can name scenarios if you want. Or situations.
I'll name some scenarios.
Yeah.
I had someone try to pull me off stage.
Whoa.
One time, yeah, like, so they came up really close, and I always kind of reach out. I'm like, yeah, we're here together, and I had someone grab my hand and try and yank me, and then I pulled my hand back, and then they pulled the mic string down out of like, my hand. So it was kind of intense, yeah. And then I had we had someone in Santa Fe one time. We were playing Zozobra weekend. Actually, we played after Zozobra at the Boxcar, and this woman was super excited because we were at the time playing a cover, because we were playing for like 3 hours, and each of the boys had a cover at the time, and she was like, "Oh my god, I know this song!" And we're like, "Yeah, it's a pretty standard cover that everybody throws in there."
It's Creedence Clearwater Revival. Everybody knows the song.
Exactly, everybody
pretty
knows
standard.
it. It was like by the Cars, and
okay.
she ran up and was singing the wrong song first
no.
of all.
Oh, no.
Got on stage, took his mic, and then knocked over all of the drinks we had on stage.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it was a wood stage, and I slipped and actually sprained my ankle.
Oh my gosh.
And we had to go to Taos the next day to play the Enchanted Music Festival.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then, so I'm like hobbling around. Someone had an extra wheelchair, which I actually used for most of the weekend because I couldn't put any weight on my ankle. It was, so that one was crazy. And then, yeah.
First and foremost, if you're listening, never try to get up on the stage unless last night I was on stage.
Yes. Unless you were invited.
I was invited.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I was on stage for Get Action.
Oh, nice.
So and there's video of it. So like they were Get Action only plays like twice a year because what's his name
I don't know, just because he looks so strenuous.
Bill, he doesn't live here. So he comes back to visit. So they're doing a show, and like right at the end, he's like, all right. He's like, you come up on stage. And he's like, Chris Burnett, get up on stage. And he's like, 10 drink minimum. So I'm in the back. And it's funny because it's a punk show. Everyone's wearing black. I have yellow on. So
you
that's
didn't get the black memo.
Oh, no. I do that on purpose. So it's like I realize everyone in Albuquerque wears black all the time. That's just the thing. I mean, it is. Somebody who just
Smiley's wearing a lovely blue.
He is,
Yes.
with a black jacket
Yes.
Yes.
Complimenting your eyes very much.
on. Right. Well, I recently had someone who moved here go, I notice a lot of people wear black all the time. I go, yes, that is
Yes.
correct.
Yes.
I wear nothing but black, really. If
As
I
we are
wear
Albuquerque.
colors on stage, people freak out.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, did you wear a color? Are you okay?
Moral of the story, don't go up on stage unless you were asked to.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You're wearing a color? Are you feeling feelings?
Are you feeling, do you have a warm heart today?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I have a funny story about you guys that you guys probably don't know about.
Ooh.
This is kind of funny.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
My coworkers, like you guys played into a mythos, and it was really funny. So my coworkers, they all think I like know everyone.
Well,
And
you know a lot of people.
they call me at work the mayor of downtown. So we go drinking at Dialogue, and like I've heard this story, and it gets bigger every time I hear it from them. They tell it. So we decided after drinking at Dialogue for a little while, we were going to go watch you guys at Rio Bravo. Do you remember this at all?
Was it last summer? Two
Yes,
summers ago?
last summer.
Last summer.
So we walk in, and we're like halfway from the stage to the like we're a good ways back. And so right then, my coworker's like, he's like, you're probably, he's like, I'm surprised the band doesn't stop and say that you're here. And then you did. You literally, I think it's Joey goes, is that Chris Burnett that's here? And then you're like, Chris Burnett's here. And then Barney goes, Chris Burnett, where? And you guys stop, and I have to wait. Like everybody. And they tell that story pretty much weekly now. And it is blown up into this like fucking, it's so
That's awesome.
It's so ridiculous every time they tell it. And it makes me laugh. And I'm always like, it's so funny. And it's just like what they don't understand is like we're just a community.
Yeah.
Like we're like the people that go, like we're the scene. So we know each other.
Exactly.
They don't,
I mean,
it's not understood, but
we say hello.
we say hello.
Wait.
Yeah.
We wave.
Exactly. Into a microphone.
Yeah. So I have more questions for you from other people.
right.
I'm getting these out of the way.
Yay.
Because, I posted on a thing who has questions for Amanda.
I saw that.
And
I still saw Barney's response.
oh, well, no, hold on. I don't want to say who said these. So the question is Barney as cool as he seems on stage? Which goes into the next one. What's it like being able to be on stage with Barney? And then it goes into the third one. Why is Barney's fashion always on point?
All right, so
I figured I'd just throw all those out at once.
man, for those of you who don't know Barney Lopez, you should. He is the bassist of Red Light Caras and so much more to this entire community. He books for everybody, he knows everyone in town, and
He knows more people than I do.
he does. So I'm going to start from the bottom because he needs this intro. I don't know if everybody knows that we call him this. We call him Barney Fashion Show.
Oh, dang. I did not know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's been for a couple years running, and he
Cheese
actually changed his Insta to that. So,
Oh.
yes. It is Barney Fashion Show now. So his fashion is always on point because I think Barney puts his best foot forward with that, man. He knows he has a show. He goes out and tries to find, and he's got great pieces.
Barney
Like
Fashion
really
Show.
cool things.
Wow.
He always looks so good.
Dude, he does. It's the
Even when
beard,
it's
the
hot
hair.
outside.
Even like sweating on stage.
Yes.
She's like
Yeah.
dripping. I'm like, take the jacket off. He's like, I can't. Fashion. Like, I should take some tips from Barney.
That's
Fashion
James.
Show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
James Smiley, you about that look.
He is.
He goes all out.
I'll be like, no. My feet are bleeding. It's cool.
Yep, that would be Barney.
These shoes don't. They go with this.
I remember he got a pair of shoes from a thrift store that were these like boots, but they were flamenco like tap boots. So they had metal underneath
Oh,
them.
wow.
And so you could hear like everywhere Barney went. And I was like, dude, you're so loud. He's like, yeah, but fashion. And so,
But I look so good.
but it looks so good. And then to answer what it's like to be with Barney on stage, it's a lot of fun. We've shared the stage together for 8 years as a band, and then more as students. We've known each other since college and done theater together and things. And so he's very fun to share stage with. I'll say that.
You also know Barney wrote all these questions.
I do know Barney wrote all these questions. Like, Barney's, it sucks.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Barney?
horrible. Barney.
Which one is he? That's too funny.
And Barney, this 10 drink minimum's about me. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
I just thought
Just
I was like,
kidding.
that's why we'll get it out of the way.
I know, I saw that. I couldn't help it.
I was like, I've got to ask one of those. I said I would, but the other one, so the girl from Tractor, she asked about the fan, you know. She's like, I think it's me. And she's like, you don't know this. She told me the story.
Okay.
So
I'm ready.
So she's like, man, when I came to apply here, she was the one accepting my resume. And she's like, I was like, hold it together. Hold it together. And she's like,
my God.
I was so shocked when they called me back because I thought I didn't.
Oh, no.
Her name is Lara.
I was going to say, is it Lara?
Lara. That's what she said, Lara. And I thought that was the cutest thing.
I
was like,
love my Lara.
That's so cute.
It's crazy love.
It's crazy.
like we're both bleeding and we're like, love you.
I went over to her house one day because she was fostering these puppies.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my God. And we just hung out and
All of a sudden I'm all,
hung with puppies.
puppies, hey?
Yeah,
Puppies.
3 adorable puppies. I just like sat and drank with Lara and
Oh, boy.
had beer. Yeah, and puppies.
Sounds like the greatest day of my
That's
life.
It
the
was a
best day ever.
fantastic day.
You want to come over and drink beer and just watch puppies play? I'd be like, yeah. Yeah. Then I can die afterwards.
Exactly.
Like, if somebody wants to take me on the perfect date, just get a pile of puppies and have beer.
Right.
I will love
That's-
you forever.
That's all you need.
That's all I need. Just beer and puppies.
Puppies.
Yes.
I'll probably ignore you and just cuddle with the puppies, but it'll be fine.
Oh my gosh, I love
What kind of puppies? Now I'm really
dude,
invested.
all puppies. I love all puppies.
But what kind were you playing with that day?
Oh, pit bull puppies.
Oh, they're the best.
Yes.
They were they were real small because they were fostered. Yeah, so they were like getting ready to be put up for adoption. I know we can all have a little. Oh.
That's when you just lay down on the ground and let them
Yeah.
engulf you. Puppy dog pile, you know, puppy pile.
They're like feeder in your eye.
Oh
you don't
my gosh.
care.
No,
They're
'cause
biting
it's
your hair.
adorable.
Yes, 'cause they're small. No, but I have my puppy, and she's
kind of
the
puppy
love
do
of
you
my
have?
life. She's a little Chihuahua. She's she's a pug Chihuahua mix.
Oh, that sounds adorable.
Dude, she's so cute. I'll show you pictures of her on the break. We'll do the show my kids.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
On the break because I don't want to be.
Welcome to Cute Podcast today. Cute Cast.
La, 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 la.
Would you like to look
Cute
at our
day.
pets?
Yeah.
They are adorable.
Adorable.
Look at our children.
So you guys played Meow Wolf on Friday, right?
We did.
What's that like?
We
I
did,
mean,
we did.
Meow Wolf is like this. Like I never know how to explain it. Like I really hate it when someone goes, "It's an art gallery." I'm like, it is not an art
No,
gallery.
it's
No.
so much more.
It's like-
It's amazing.
yeah, I say it's like an interactive
Yeah.
immersion art
Yes.
experience.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll tell them it's an art installation, and it's like you walk into a house, and then it's like you're on LSD.
Yes.
That's what I tell people because that's the only way I can explain it.
Well, and I think
You know,
there's I don't know if you've ever done. Have you done the story of it?
I have tried, and
Excuse me. I
then
did it
someone told me
once.
it's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna burp so much. No, so there's a story that goes
Yeah.
through the whole thing. My family came to visit from the Philippines, and my mom went in, and they were actually moving back to the States at the time. So, anyway,
Here nor there.
She went into Meow Wolf, and it took them like 3 hours. Because she did
Oh, yeah.
the whole
story.
story, step by step by step thing.
Yeah.
And my mom is actually a germophobic person, so I was very proud of her that she
Wow.
went into that, like, where you have to touch everything.
Yeah.
Like, lay in a bunk bed and read the code in the bunk bed. And so,
Oh, geez.
yeah, it's really intense.
It's pretty cool
see,
when you do it.
I would
Yeah.
never, and when people go,
Sorry.
I always tell them, you're fine. I always tell them, don't try to figure out the thing the first time. Just go
Yeah.
and look at
Yeah.
everything. So that kind of shocks me that they went and did the story the first time.
Yeah.
You know, because I spent 3 hours there the first time not doing the story. You know, just hitting the brontosaurus bones.
Right.
You know?
All the mushrooms. I haven't done the story either, and we've played Meow Wolf like 8 times.
I'm sure you guys could just walk in now. They'd be like, "Oh, you guys are good." You've been there 8 times.
Yeah, we've been lucky enough to.
How different is it to play there over other venues?
Oh man, it's just so. It's hard to explain.
Is it a different energy? I feel like it's got to be.
It is a different energy. It's a different, I think, kind of like just vibe from everyone in general. You know, sometimes you get to a venue and someone's having a bad day or something went weird or wrong and it kind of like throws off the groove. But Meow Wolf is really, everybody's who works there is super, super excited to be there and really committed to what they do.
That changes everything.
It does. And it's really awesome because, you know, I mean, we've never had a problem like with the sound guy. We've never had a problem with like staff or security or anything like that. And it's really, it's when people love what they do, it shows.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
You know,
that's
and
cool.
I think that's what...
It does. It does show.
Yeah, and everybody who's put work into Meow Wolf, I mean, in Meow Wolf, there's this huge wall that just has name after name of people who built it, you know, and who aren't the artists, but like made the artist's dream come true and like just did the labor of building that house inside and doing all of these things that you see how many people made that community. And if for people who don't remember Meow Wolf, before it was Meow Wolf, it was an artist collective that did pop-up like shows and things.
Yeah.
And so to see them actually have a solid ground, and now they're expanding and like fast too.
No, they're
opening another place too.
Yeah, they're going to be in Las Vegas. They're going to be
Denver,
in Denver, and then now in Arizona.
Yeah, and I think DC also.
Oh,
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're that is correct. That's pretty quick and pretty fast.
Yeah, it is. I kind of have mixed feelings about it.
Me too.
Because I was super excited that like this is some
this is ours.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that New Mexicans have. You know, we're like we can take you or we can leave you.
Well,
you know.
I feel like there's 2 things that make me not upset. I guess I'm a little upset. So number one, it's not ours anymore. Like I get it that there's going to be different installations and they're going to be different.
Right.
But it's like not the thing that's just here and we have it.
Yeah.
The other thing is like they actually were funded somewhat by the state a little bit.
Oh.
There was money given by the state of New Mexico to them. I don't, it was like $500,000, but that's still money that,
Still that
and it's like, and then you take it and you so there's a little bit because we're like people don't get Albuquerque. Albuquerque, we will take you or we will leave you.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
Like Johnny Tapia, like he kind of was, he was a criminal. But people, man, you say that in the wrong part of town, you'll probably get, shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because people here, they love Johnny Tapia, and then if something comes here and people feel like it's not New Mexican or it's fake, it will fail.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And if they think you're not genuine,
that's
with
it.
it, like, and once it shows that you aren't, it's like, all right, okay, we'll buy.
I have a perfect example of this.
Are you talking about that place
Yes.
downtown?
Yes.
Wow.
So there was that what's now called Posh.
Oh,
it was an
you mean
Irish-
Dash?
What's that?
I think their logo looks like a D.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it does.
It
totally
I just
does.
hate the place in general.
Dosh.
Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's not like we're gonna play there anytime soon. next Sunday, guys, we're at Posh. By the way,
We used to have an open mic in there,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
and it was so distracting for all the comedians. Like it was the wallpaper and the
my God.
weird plastic chairs
Oh,
that
yeah.
look like
Oh.
they're not plastic, but they totally are.
Right?
Everybody wave to Billy. Billy's watching.
Hi, Billy.
Billy's in Tacoma. Billy's not here this week. He's in Tacoma. I should have said that. So before Posh opened up, there was this Irish bar.
Yeah, it was an Irish pub.
I don't even remember the name.
Wasn't it Maloney's?
No, Maloney's was next door.
Across
So this was
yeah.
a different one, and it opened up, and for 3 months, like they had redone the whole inside and all this stuff.
Looked great.
Looked great. Nobody went there.
Really?
I was literally standing in line waiting to get into Anodyne because it was at capacity, looking in the doorway of this place with one table.
Empty. Just seriously.
Because we don't like chains.
Right.
And it was a chain restaurant. It was a chain bar.
Well, chain bar,
Yeah, we were all like...
They had their Killian's Irish Red on tap.
We could just walk in there, but
Guinness.
nah, fuck that place.
Nah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I see you.
And I think
I'ma stay in
also Right. I think also like if somewhere doesn't support local, like local performers or local anything, like automatically Albuquerque's like, nope, no thank
thanks.
you.
Yeah. I was
Get
I was
out of
actually
here.
talking to a friend of mine who's visiting from New York last night.
Yeah.
And she was like, wow, like there's such a local presence in Albuquerque. Like everything is local. I was like, yeah, dude, this is like, that's what we have such local pride here. And that's really why I'm proud to be an Albuquerque band and like a New Mexico band.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about this many times. People have asked us, they're like, well, do you think you'll ever leave New Mexico? Do you guys think you're going to like move to LA or go somewhere else? And we've all talked about it. And it's like, no, dude, like this is our home. Like we're proud to be from here. We're proud to like have our familia and our love that's here. And so why would we leave? Like, you know, and we can be other places, you know, and what we tour a lot. And we're on the road a lot, and to have presences.
As long as you still say you're from here.
Exactly.
Yeah. I also feel that like I feel the one thing the Shins did that pissed people off is said they were from Portland.
Yeah.
And I feel like that to this day, people make up stories that aren't true about them. And I feel like it goes back to they moved to Portland and said they were from Portland, you know?
I've heard you better not be the Shins.
Oh.
Like as has been said in drunk context. In drunk maybe meaning well, but
same. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying.
We
You
got the
ever
same-
leave, we'll find you.
No. That's funny. Well, and it's like I'm trying to think of like chain places that have made it here that, you know,
There haven't been. I mean, like,
I can't. I mean, you know, you've got Burger King and McDonald's and
barely.
Chili's and all that.
Applebee's.
But the reason why those survive, if you notice, like all of those Chili's and all that stuff, they're all on the freeway.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll have friends that'll come here and visit, and they'll go to like BJ's Brew House or whatever, and multiple times, and I'm like, dude, and it offends me.
Yeah.
It offends the shit out of me. I'm like, we have such amazing food here.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have
Brew
such
houses.
amazing beer here, and you're going to go to the chain one
Yeah.
And get your Coors.
and get your or theirs because they have their own too, BJ's Brew House, but they ship it in, and it's like, ugh, they have the BJ Brew House red.
It's garbage. The one time I went there,
It's garbage.
I stole half the things off the table just to feel like I was getting my money's worth.
See, that's New Mexican. Right?
That's New Mexico.
That's
right there.
Burqueño as fuck.
I was
Where
like,
you're like,
these
then I'm
metal
gonna take the
ramekins are mine now.
Yeah, right there.
Because
I take all the jellies out of the
Yes.
stack.
Yes.
Like, yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you. I ran out of creamer today. I'm taking this.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's funny because like people like I think Blake's has kind of gone downhill since the dad died, but people will defend the ever living shit out of that place till
yeah.
the day that because it's
If
here.
Barney's
man.
listening, Barney's gonna be so mad.
Oh, I'm gonna get shanked. I love the breakfast burritos.
Dude, yes, but I always miss it.
Yes.
I always
do
miss
too.
it by like 10:02,
Yeah.
and the person looks at me and they have that smile where they're just like, "You're too late."
You're
Yeah.
2 minutes
Well,
too late.
we're in like a Blake's dead zone here. Like there's equal distance to
Yeah.
every one of
Yes.
them right here. It's like, ugh.
Dude, I'm 5 minutes away from the studio. Like I live right up the street, and I totally know that Blake's dead zone because by the time you decide you're gonna go, then you're like, "Oh, we gotta hustle."
I want to give a shout out to Alejandro Montoya Maran.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
watching. He's watching right now.
Oh my gosh, we actually.
Where he should be watching the Oscars, which he's going to be on someday.
Well, thank you for tuning in, Alejandro.
Yeah.
We actually, we're lucky enough he's using some of our music.
Yeah.
For his new piece, yes.
Oh, for his new movie that he's doing at
Yes.
Indie. I'm going to give a free plug right here.
Free plug.
For his Indiegogo. It's called the Millennium Bugs,
Yes.
and I'm also helping out a little bit too.
Well, look,
Yeah.
see? Community.
Yes, community. See, that is where New Mexico's community because they needed some locations, and I was like, I can talk to people and get you locations.
Perfect.
So, and we've gotten a couple that are kind of perfect, I think.
Because you're the mayor of downtown, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You know everybody.
You know,
we
the red light
actually are
cameras
playing
stop,
a sh-
and they
Sorry.
say hi.
We do. Now I know where you're at. I'm going to wave every time I drive.
Well, it's funny because like you guys were actually at a song break, but the story now is you guys just stopped playing.
Just stopped your song.
It's so funny. Yeah, it's like that is not what happened, but I don't say anything. I allow it.
Just let it happen.
I like that one. We stopped our song. I'm like, wait a second.
Hold on, guys.
Yeah.
Hold
if anybody
on.
asks me, I'll say we stopped.
I don't even say hi to Chris when I'm on stage.
I jumped off stage and I ran and I hugged that man at the back of Rio Bravo.
She jumped off some kind of stage.
Yeah.
Really quickly, since we were talking about Alejandro, I have to do one plug.
All right.
Also, we're playing a show March 10th at the Launch Pad. We're having a 90s party.
Ooh.
Yes, which all of the fashion is like super 90s coming back.
Right.
I remember. So put on those crop tops and that little like fake tattoo choker thing,
and some velvet,
dude, and maybe
let's not forget about,
maybe
like,
some Jinko jeans.
the flannel around your waist, maybe.
Yes. So yeah, come out and support Alejandro's movie and
and
us.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah, it's March 10th at the Launch Pad. It's his the 90s party.
See, well, one thing about let's pump the brakes on the love for him.
Okay.
Because I've got one thing to say about him. He is yet to do this show, even though I've asked him to do the show.
Oh my God, I've done it before.
Yes.
Alejandro.
Yep.
Damn, and I thought I was thinking I was never on.
No. maybe we were afraid to ask you. Maybe that's what happened.
You make us nervous.
Yeah.
No. I'm like, I love you.
I heard the funniest thing this last weekend.
Okay.
About our show. They're like, well, you guys are doing good because all of you have full names.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I heard about this. Yeah.
All of you have full names?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, everyone. It's Chris Burnett, Billy Belmont, Holly Ann Bird, and James Smiley.
When people reference you now, they say your full name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They don't
Holly
say Chris
Bird.
or they don't say
Yeah,
Burnett, which I really hate. You get the full name treatment.
Yes.
You know.
First and last names. I was like, oh yeah, we are both two name. Everyone on
All
the
of
show
us.
is like two name people now.
That is. That is a good sign.
Yeah.
I mean,
That is a good
suppose.
thing. I mean, we're not. I mean, Amanda doesn't need a full name. They just say Amanda from Red Light Camera. Everybody goes.
Loses
It's just
their.
because no one can say my last name.
That's why I asked. I was like, because I've never heard it. I never heard anyone say it actually.
I think everybody. If I know who knows me,
Yeah.
because they double name me.
Oh yeah.
Like my
yeah.
type people are like Amanda Machon, and or my really close friends are just like Machon.
Well, see, now it's gonna be. Now you'll get everything. They'll be all Amanda Machon from the Red Light Cameras.
They're like, I know.
From the
you.
Red Light Cameras. What makes me laugh about that is like, I go by my middle name.
Oh really?
I don't go by my first name.
Oh, you're one of those.
So I know, like, when someone calls, they're like, yeah, I'd like to speak to Michael. I'll be all, you have the wrong number.
Yep.
Who are you?
You're like, no, I am not buying that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's like me. Like the only people who know my legal last name, my government name, are bartenders. Really.
Name.
Yep.
Kidding.
Bartenders are like the only people who really know.
Oh, yeah.
I still have my stupid married name, and it's horrible.
Because they see your ID, they're all.
They're like, "How do you say that?" I'm like, just say it however you want.
Don't.
We don't. We don't talk about
I've
it.
had people like I give that know me, and then like they work at a bar, and I give them my credit card, and they're like,
Yeah.
It has my real name on it. Yeah. So that.
Oh my God, you and Billy both.
Yeah.
I know.
Just
Oh,
don't
yeah,
don't
Billy.
use your name.
Billy doesn't use his real name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stage name, except I've used mine my whole life. I was like in kindergarten. They're like, "What's your name?" Stage name. That would be funny, right?
I wasn't allowed to use my stage name when I was little.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was like something like Princess Rainbow Sparkles or something.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like my mom's like, you can't go to school and be called that. I also told everyone I was a mermaid for like kindergarten to second grade.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah. I had a very elaborate, like, my mom came from the sea.
Oh wow.
Nice.
We're learning.
Active imagination kid.
That's awesome. You're from the Philippines?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yes, I'm Filipino.
Interesting.
Yes. My mom was born and raised.
Yeah. How did you make it to New
Manila.
Mexico?
Well.
Let's get back to this. If you don't want to talk about
Oh,
this,
no. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
My mom went to school in New York, and actually my grandmas knew each other, my dad's mom and my mom's mom.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad's mom was always like, we got to get our kids together, blah, blah, blah. And when my mom was going to school in the States, eventually my dad came and visited his mom in New York, where my mom was at school. And they had like a whirlwind romance for 2 weeks, and then he flew out to the Philippines because she was done with school.
Wow.
Yeah, she was done with school, went back, and he flew out and was like, I love you, marry me. Aww. And yeah, it's really cute. I mean, they're divorced now. It doesn't matter. But whirlwind romance.
do you play Machon?
No, I don't play Mahjong. That's,
you know what I'm talking about.
I do know. That's more a Chinese game.
So,
I mean, I guess it's more like mainland. We're island.
Okay.
We have like the Shell Mancala.
Okay, because my friend married a Filipino woman, and there's a tight Filipino community here.
Oh yeah,
and
there's a whole festival that happens here.
Right.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this, and so then like I went over to his house one time, and they were playing Mahjong.
I could see that. It's an Asian game. I shouldn't say it isn't. I shouldn't say it isn't Filipino. Like I do know people who play it, but I don't.
They scared the hell out of me playing Mahjong.
Oh, because it's intense.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Like I thought they were gonna cut each other's throats. I was like, holy shit, what's going on here?
I am sure there are some little old ladies who have done that.
People yelling at each other in Filipino in anger. It's scary. Like, I was like, what's happening there? He's like, it's normal.
It's
I'm like,
a lot. Yeah.
like, is someone cheating? I don't know. How do you cheat? Because it's gambling.
Well, because you hold tiles.
Yeah.
So then you hold tiles, and then if you put them out, it's like you can do it real quick. They get crazy.
Fucking, I was at his house watching football, and I was like, what the fuck is going on in the back of your house, dude? This is about to be like a fight club or something,
It sounds like the Real Housewives are back there just yelling at each other,
getting down.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, do you play Machon? Because I was like, I thought that was like, because that's what they do.
My grandma plays bunco.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, I didn't either. I still can't even tell you how to play the game. You move tables and you switch partners, and it is crazy.
Who plays bunco?
Old ladies.
Let alone little old ladies who are like, all right, let's switch.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm going to cut your throat, Gertrude.
Like, here I come.
And, like, if the hostess of that week's bunco, like, does a bad job, like, they all talk about it for months.
Shit.
And my grandma is deaf, and there's, like, a really, they're like a little deaf community. So they get so angry during bunco sometimes, but it's so silent because they just sign at each other and fingers are flying all over the place. And she invited me one time, and I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Oh God,
that was terrifying.
Terrifying, yeah.
And I let my grandma down when I was her partner.
Oh no.
And I was like, I've never played this before. It was crazy.
I played dominoes.
I love dominoes.
With my mom, my dad, and James.
Oh really? Oh look, he's having flashbacks.
Oh, because James and my dad beat my mom and I.
Oh no!
Not once, not twice, 3 times.
Oh man!
And I blamed my mom.
Oh, you guys were mad at each other.
We got so mad. I was like, you guys want to play another game? I was like, no.
I know. Not on this team.
I was like, we need to switch teams. She's like, and I was like, you keep feeding them. I was like, you keep feeding them.
Like, remember the tiles they have.
Me and my dad were on the right level. We're all.
Oh gosh, dude, they were. My dad and James were just like, boom. Oh God almighty! I was so mad. This is Thanksgiving. And my mom's like, we could play tomorrow night. I was like, we're not playing tomorrow night.
We're not playing.
I'm going home tomorrow night is what I am doing.
Fuck this bullshit. I was so mad. I was pissed, man. I was like, we lost 3 games in a row. I mean, losing 1 or 2, you're like, all right. But 3 in a row, I don't want to play anymore. This is bullshit. Yeah. You have a puzzle we could do?
It was a shutout. Like,
yeah. Like, stomped it. Like, there was one game we were close. And then the other 2 were just, we got worked. And I was like, I felt like I was pulling all the weight. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh.
Dude, and you can't. I'm competitive.
Yeah.
Too.
Me too.
So maybe that's why I didn't ever get into Mahjong. I just was like,
that's too much.
I can't do Uno. I get too mad. I can't.
All of a sudden, a switchblade pops out.
Right? It's just like, that was great.
Where did that draw 4 card come from?
Exactly.
There's already 4 on the table.
What is going on?
I've been counting.
My best friend will not play Monopoly with me ever again.
Oh, worst game ever.
Dude, Monopoly is. I'm sorry. It's just so long. I don't think I've ever finished a game of Monopoly.
If you follow all the rules, it should only last an hour.
That is
really
hilarious.
Yes.
You're supposed to cheat at that game.
Yeah.
Like,
you have to
ruthlessly.
cheat, and you have to be. So it was when we were still married. Not me and my best friend. Me and my best friend were not married. That sounded weird. But she was married to like my ex-husband's friend, and I went over to their house, and we decided to play Monopoly. And her ex-husband, I just hated him. Like, could not stand him.
So there were high stakes in this game.
Yes, there were high stakes. We were, like, staring each other down. And we got so angry. And Crystal is not competitive at all.
Ugh.
So she just got, like, so mad that she gets up in the middle of the game and she just throws her money on the table and all of her properties. And she's like, I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
I'm over this. And she literally told me she is never playing a board game with me ever again.
I'd say the worst, and I will tell this story, is when you're playing a game night with a bunch of couples and you're single, and they throw someone with you.
Oh.
Oh my God! Like, so I'm playing with a bunch of friends that were married, and we're playing, what is it, Pictionary? And this motherfucker draws a line, and his wife goes, airplane. And he
What?
goes,
What?
Yep. And I was
No.
like, what the fuck? I was like, that is bullshit.
Dude, no. We were
That would
playing.
make
So
me so mad.
We had a game night with like a friend couple,
Yeah.
and me and my man do, and they are in the same department. My boyfriend is an SLP, speech and language pathologist.
okay.
Like he's studying, and so they're linguists.
Yeah.
So we're
Oh,
playing.
you gotta put your hands down.
Yes, and we're playing Taboo.
Oh.
Where you can, you have to, like, you have a word that you have to get them to say, but there's a list of like 5 words you aren't allowed to say.
Oh.
You know, and so they are just killing us. And I'm paired with her husband, and he's paired with her.
You're
and
like, are you retarded?
well,
And
and
like, you can't say the word. Oh, I'm saying it.
I had a full moment of just like, ah,
Yes. You're like,
because I didn't have the couple advantage of the line of airplane, and I didn't have, yeah, and then it was like, you're not allowed to say the sentence that you have to. It can't be a question.
yeah.
You know, so, but everything he said, he was like wording it as a question, and I was like, hey, damn it! Like, we just lost that card. We lost that point again. So,
And I don't know.
I love him.
and-
I love
and
him. He's
have-
awesome, but it just.
And the thing that's crazy is, like, it's not like you're winning money.
Right.
But if we were,
But if we were.
I would break every finger you have with a ball bean hammer.
Every bone in your face would be broken.
Like, I know where your children sleep. Get it right.
It's I can't do that. People are always like, this will be fun. I'm like, it won't be fun.
This is not going to be fun.
Because if I lose, I'm going to be mad. And if I'm winning, I'm going to be intolerable.
Oh, I'm gonna be an asshole.
I already
yes.
know all the two things that are going to happen.
Victory
Are
dances,
you a bad
everything.
winner and a bad loser?
Fucking hey. I'll be all, what just happened, guys? Oh, we won. That's what happened. I do that kind of shit.
You like wait. It's like you black out. You're like, oh, who smashed the vase? Oh, I did.
Oh.
That was a victory smash. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I just can't control myself
Why did you
because
flip
I'm
the
so
table?
awesome.
In victory.
Victory.
The game was over.
Wow. We're learning a lot about each other today.
We are.
I feel like we should all play some games.
Fuck.
No.
I can do a puzzle. I can do a puzzle with some people. That I can do.
I can do puzzles. I do puzzles with my dad.
I love that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we go and like do puzzles together. But it's funny because like it's those 15,000 piece
Yeah.
puzzles,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just we poured one out one day, and I was like, "There's what even is it?" Like,
Well, so our friend group, we kind of do some puzzles sometimes. And we've even thought about doing like a YouTube channel where we do puzzles.
yeah,
And we do like a 3D camera, and then like because when we're doing it, like it's funny because we're always telling stories, and then like the idea is like you have the video and you do like a 5-minute video with all the highlights,
Right.
But then up in the corner, I would do like the puzzle getting put together like in fast speed, and so I think that like what you could do is if the channel took off, you could have. We're doing this puzzle for the main one, and then you'd have people mail you puzzles, and do that. And then
that's a good
the
idea.
third channel would be you don't even know what the puzzle is. You just get the bag with the pieces.
Oh,
And I'm like,
that's
ooh.
dude. I'm a big top of the box person. Like I prop it and like I need the
I
top
need
of the
that.
box.
Otherwise,
that's a
I will get
great-
angry.
And you could put like how the duration, how long it took.
You know what I used to do? I would deliberately go through and take off all the edge places
Ooh.
and just throw them away.
What?
Why?
Because he's crazy.
I thought he was gonna say I start with the edges and work my way in. But
Like a normal
no.
person.
Yeah. But no, you take them and throw them away.
Why would
Yeah.
you do that?
Because it helps out with your spatial recognitions.
Oh, okay.
You have to be able
sure.
to get the big picture. Like, I still have the picture, but you don't have the easy parts. You just rip them off and throw them away.
Huh.
like the crust on a bread.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I would do that.
I'm like, I feel there's some like deepness in
Yeah.
that. Like looking at the bigger picture,
there is something.
There's like a method to that madness, and I'll figure it out at like 3 a.m.
You're gonna be like, I went home and I couldn't let that go. You know?
I just couldn't move on.
I just couldn't move on from that. I was just, it's great. Why?
I'm gonna write you a whole thesis on.
One of my favorite SNL skits of recent time is Ryan Gosling, and it's called God, what is it? It's called? It's the font from Avatar. What is it called? Papyrus. Papyrus.
Oh.
And so the whole thing is like he's watching, like he can't get over the fact that they use this font for a movie title. And it's like, and it wakes him up at night. He's all Papyrus. it's like he's at the therapy, and he's like, it's like the design, this graphic designer. He wrote out Avatar, and then he just like a child walking by grabbing branches, he just settled on Papyrus. And he's like driving by the guy's house, you know.
That's so relatable.
And it is.
It is like when people don't use an appropriate font,
No.
it kind of bothers me. I'm like, why are we Comic Sansing right now?
Yeah.
Why?
Yes. I one time had, like, somebody had made a flyer for a comedy show. And first of all, they got a picture from my Facebook that was a horrible picture.
Not like a promo.
No, it was.
That's why I was like, is this okay?
Yeah.
I checked.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, can we
I
post?
did, yeah.
But it
Yeah,
wasn't.
You did
it
good.
wasn't one of my like professional pictures. It was like something my friend had tagged me in.
Right.
And it was It was awful. And then they used Comic Sans.
Oh.
And I was like, what even is this?
Yeah.
Like, nobody's going to come to this show. Like, who would see that flyer and go, you know what? That looks great. I'm just.
I want to see her.
And they misspelled my name.
Oh, that's the worst.
That is-
See, that's just people not doing their research.
That is
No.
straight
That's just people not
garbage
doing their
there.
job.
Do you know who Hayes Carl is? Like, he's a big country star like now. Like, he's not pop country, he's like regular country.
No.
So I follow him on Instagram and Facebook, and it's like his new thing is posting all the times they've misspelled his fucking name. and like they'll just butcher the ever living shit out of it. He goes, this one's just funny. And I'm like, that's awesome, man.
I had somebody put on a flyer Whitney Bird. It's like, how do you get from Holly or Holly Ann, either one of those, totally acceptable,
Yeah.
Whitney? I'm like, no.
That's also two very different spots of the alphabet.
Yes. That's
Like, we're not even close.
like, I've gotten Haley. I've gotten Holly misspelled. Fine, that's understandable. Still not okay, but I understand that more than Whitney. No.
Whitney. I like to tell you Whitney.
Why are you saying it like that? Like what? Whitney.
You're eating hair. That's still my favorite Family Guy reference.
Me too.
You're eating hair, yes.
And then you're drunk, you're sexy.
You're right. Those are good. Do you need more? beer?
I'll take another one, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
It
can you
is
get-
10 drink minimum.
Can you get one of those out there and pour it for her off the camera? We only have 2 growlers. We'll drink the second one, the wavy hour,
Ooh.
which we're coming up on, but we're not at yet. So,
Yeah.
I guess we should probably talk about, like, you know, your career here.
I thought we were just talking.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, that's kind of part of the show. So, how did you get into music?
I've kind of done music. Well, no, not kind of. I've done music my entire life.
Yeah.
My mom put me in singing lessons when I was really young, and I actually started doing like more classical, I did a little bit of
Before you
opera
get
for a
into
little
it, wait,
bit.
say hi to my mom.
Sorry.
Say hi, Debbie.
Mom. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. We love you.
Sorry.
What are you doing,
I'm like, where's
Debbie?
my mom?
What are you doing,
Mom?
Mommy?
She's on West Coast time, so maybe she'll pick it up later. But anyway, my mom put me in music lessons. I did opera for a little while. I did.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I did a lot of musical theater, and
The theater.
That was my major in college, and I actually sang with a band when I was in high school, which was all of my friends' dads.
Oh, wait, whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
What was this band called?
There were a couple names. For
You
a
were
while,
in high school, and it was all your friends' dads.
I was in high school, and it was all of my friends' dads. They were wrestling with Jimmy for a little while.
Wrestling with Jimmy?
Wrestling with Jimmy. Phone Booth Love. We turned
Wait,
into...
Phone Booth Love?
Yeah, I never had a say in the name.
All right,
wanted-
we're a bunch of age men with this underage girl. This is our band, Phone Booth Love.
See, I wanted to call it Barely Legal and the Old Timers,
I love
and they were not having it.
They're all, they're all
no,
too on the nose.
Exactly.
Too
We're
on the
We're not
nose.
old. No, I actually have lots of love for those guys. But
Barely legal in the old times.
and then we were
Wow.
little sister when I left. So I was with them from high school till right when I
See,
joined
that's a
Red
good
Light
name,
Therapist.
Little Sister, because everybody thinks they're like brothers, and you're the little sister.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I hated it. It was fucking...
I was like, really? Mine's so funny. But so it was all of them, and I did a lot of. They were like a roots rock cover band, so I did a lot of covers like Otis Redding, Janis Joplin,
Oh, okay.
and then we wrote some original songs. They're still going. Little Sister's still around in town.
I do have one question. So you sang Janis Joplin. Do you like Janis Joplin?
I do.
So how did you feel when, what was her name, Faith Hill did the cover
Yeah.
of Janis Joplin, and then they asked her about the original, and she's like, "Oh, I've never heard it." That's like just a stab right in the heart, man.
Absolutely. I feel like if you're ever going to cover anyone or, take someone's work in any form, whether that's a play, whether that's music or
Well,
dance
it
or
wasn't even
anything,
Janis's work.
be
it
a
was
little.
Chris Christopherson.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true. That's
He
true.
wrote it, but I mean, he wrote it for her.
That's
Yeah.
true. But yeah,
Yeah.
and knowing where it came from,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many versions
Right.
of Otis Redding songs.
Sure.
So listen to all of the different Dock by the Bays and give everybody their credit. Kind of, I just
Yeah.
think that's wrong. I think
Yeah.
she should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you did, Faith, don't admit it.
Do you know? So do you know the?
Right?
Do you know the Sit by the Dock of the Bay story?
I don't.
So you know the whistling
I don't
part,
actually.
right?
Yeah.
So the whistling part wasn't going to be whistling. That was more lyrics. So when
Oh.
they recorded that song, it was just as a test, and he did the whistling part because they hadn't wrote those lyrics yet,
And
then-
they just left it?
and he died.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Oh, you did?
Whoa,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me that.
I know a lot. I know a
We're
lot
trying
about
to
old.
bum us out, man.
Sorry.
Is it bad that
Crickets.
just made me like so happy? I was like, whoa!
Yeah.
Like, that's
I know a lot about music history. I know a lot. So it's one of those things where it's like when other people sing it, it's like you don't have that in you because it's like that song is like, that was the raw
Unfinished.
cut, and they were like,
Yeah.
we're gonna stick this out because it's good enough,
Wow.
But like with, I fucking hate Faith Hill. It's like take another little piece of my heart song. Now take it. I'm like,
oh my
there's
God. I
hate
no
that version.
soul in that.
There's no pain in it. The best part of that song is the pain in her voice, and you can
Absolutely.
hear it. It's not supposed to be
Absolutely.
poppy and
when you're
happy.
bored sometime though, go look up Isle of Wight, Chris Christopherson, Bobby McGee,
Okay.
Okay.
because he is a great songwriter. And that's about all. And he gets booed off stage,
Oh.
and he's like busted flat in Baton Rouge. It's just so bad, and they're just booing him, and he's like, he just turns around and walks off, and this guy comes out, and he's all, "You knew who was on the bill when you bought the ticket. Shut the fuck up," It's like, it's so like, I love stuff like that, just like, because we turn these people into like, just like idols,
Yeah.
and you don't realize that they had bad days,
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, that's wow,
Right.
Everybody has a bad day.
Yeah.
I think everyone who performs on stage too, it's like it hurts to hear like somebody would get booed off the stage because we've
yeah.
all had garbage performances.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I bomb all the time.
Absolutely. I mean, we had a show last year where it was I can safely say it was like the worst show we've had.
When was it? When was this?
It was last summer,
Yeah.
late last summer.
Okay.
And just the venue was not prepared for us.
Oh, isn't that the
Like,
worst?
At all. Like they were understaffed, so everybody was mad they couldn't get drinks.
Yes.
None of the sound equipment was working, and it just
no.
it was just nobody was like helping. Like all of our mics gave out. I ended up like the last few songs we just had a red light camera sing along, which was awesome. Which was awesome. Our fans were like,
people know the words, huh?
yeah, it was really great, and I was like, this is amazing. We turned something into that. But it was. I had people at that show.
But it's trying.
It's trying. It's hard. And I had people at that show come up to me and be like, this sucks. And I'm like, I know. Like, I'm
aware.
Yep,
I'm here.
I'm the one doing it. Like,
I am aware.
Like, I'm so, oh, no, it does?
So
Do you think
I had
I
to watch
planned
this.
it this
I
way?
had to watch this last night.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I went to a show last night. I'm not going to say what venue downtown.
Yeah.
Okay.
But one band, like the first band went on, they did fine. Second band went on, and there was constant feedback.
Ooh.
Every song.
Oh.
And I think it was because they had the monitors up too high.
Yeah.
And so he had to turn down the lead singer's vocals.
Right.
So people kept yelling out, turn up the vocals. But when he did, it would feed back.
Right.
So it was just... So one thing people don't understand is that you may have a four-member band, but the fifth
Right.
member is the sound guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can ruin,
exactly.
Can ruin you.
Can make or break your show.
Yes. And it was so bad, I started texting the people who run everything for this venue. And they showed up.
Oh, shit.
And they brought someone in, and they couldn't fix it for that band.
Yeah. Oh, that's
But fixed it for the rest of the show. And I was just like, oh, God. Because they were troopers. They didn't say anything.
Yeah.
They just fought through it.
You do. I mean,
And-
because also sometimes I think also what a lot of people don't realize is there's a lot that goes into sound, you know,
Yeah.
and it has to be a give and take, like for sound and from the
Right,
band. Like
right.
there's so many bands who it's like, you have to turn down so I can mix it and
Yeah.
level it, and
Yeah.
they're like, no, I'm going to play louder, and
Right.
so it's a give and take, and
Right.
like you said, it's your fifth member,
Yes.
and you have to treat them well, and you have to make sure that like that you communicate, you know,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
yeah.
And they can be a prima donna just like a musician can be a prima donna. And so we deal with that stuff too. But the one thing that drives me crazy is like there's festivals downtown.
Yeah.
And they will book musicians at certain venues
Yeah.
downtown. And the venues themselves don't have a PA.
Yeah.
What
I
the
run
fuck
into
is that
that
shit?
a lot.
I've lent my PA. I'm not a musician. I have two PAs. I've lent out my PA the last 2 years to the same venue, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it no more.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
This
book,
the same venue.
if you're gonna book shows with bands,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because like the bands show up and they're like, there's no PA here,
Yeah.
and that's bullshit.
Well, we've run into that, and at this point, I mean, it's one of the first things we ask, like, what is the sound
Yeah.
setup?
Yeah.
What is it going to happen? Because eventually it'll come out, oh, well, we need a PA. We're still working on finding
Oh,
a
we
PA.
thought you'd bring your own.
Oh, yeah.
No,
We-
fuck you.
Right. We actually have our own PA, and
Yeah.
for that reason, because but, you know, we charge for it. Like,
Yes.
if you're gonna
Yeah,
make us, if we're gonna
absolutely.
make us bring it,
Yeah.
then
If we have to mix our own sound and we have
Yeah,
to bring our
absolutely.
own sound, then all right.
Yeah.
which we're
Yeah.
fine to do, we'll make it work. But
There was a venue here in town, and I'm not going to say the name. They're closed now, but they would try to book comedians, and like people don't understand that like comedians also need sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
just as important for us, you know, but they would be like, "Well, do you have a PA?" And I do, but like really? You're booking. You called me.
Spend
You want me
$500
here.
to get a cheap
yeah,
one. Fuck,
absolutely.
who cares?
It'll
And-
pay for itself in the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you
Or
want to.
they don't understand how sound works for a comedian.
Hijack Atlantis.
Or they don't understand how sound works for a comedian because it's like I have kind of a small voice sometimes, and in
Yeah.
some venues it like drowns out in
Yeah.
you know, and those shows are always the worst
Yeah.
because I'm like they couldn't even hear me. So yeah, you're right. I kind of suck tonight, but
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
be more prepared as a venue.
I just don't get that. If you're going to book bands and
Yeah.
you don't have a PA that
What are
you
you
can
even
set up,
doing?
what's your you know,
Right.
I don't know.
What's your game plan here?
Yeah, it's like, what did you think was going to happen? They're just going to show up with a guitar and sing out loud.
Right?
You know, it's not going to sound good.
I
you
have
know?
4 other shows this week. I'll make it work.
Yeah, right, I'm going to blow my voice out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm blowing my voice out. So we're at the end of the first hour. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
do you have anything you want to that we could tease, we could tell for the second hour and make people come back and watch maybe we'll ask about your worst show ever. Did you already tell that? Is that what you already told?
No.
No.
I think I did. I think
Well,
that was probably our worst show ever.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because I'll think of some. There's probably another one in there. But what's another option?
What's the other option? We'll
could
talk
choose
about
one.
we'll talk about what's your favorite place to play.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Tune in if it's your place, maybe. So, where can people go and buy merch and listen to the Red Light Cameras? Where's that place?
So we have a site, redlightcamerasband.com. Always do Red Light Cameras Band because otherwise you get everyone running the red lights.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, and our stuff is available on Spotify. Our music is all available on Spotify, iTunes, CD Baby as well. And merch, the best place is like come see a show. You get a hug too. Merch and a hug, and also if you hit us also if you like follow us on Facebook or Instagram or anything, we are more than willing to ship it to you and get you merch in any way possible. We don't have a site though where you can like click and be super professional.
Well, I want to just say, I was about to just say, every person who comes on this show from now on should listen to just what just happened. I threw that to you, and you just went boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
A lot of people I go, so where can people find? Let me hold on, let me look that up, and they have no idea, and it's like you have no clue what's going on, and you're like, that's kind of there was.
You are your brand, like
I'll tease this.
Okay,
James and I did a show one time where we interviewed a band. Where I said I'm not interviewing any more musicians ever again.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, and we did. We stopped.
We stopped for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, I was so mad. Like it was the only time I've ever told a band, "All right, well we're done with the first hour. You guys can go." And we did the next hour. We just basically were like, "That was the worst thing we've ever done in our entire lives."
Oh my gosh! I can't wait to hear this story.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so sad you're not going to be here for break.
And I love them. And I love them. And I love them. They're dear, good people.
Yeah.
And then
that is the weird part, Mike.
Yeah, I was
Love all these people, but they were the
most
worst
unprofessional. Couldn't believe ever.
Dang.
Yeah. So definitely go to Tractor Brewing and try the Wavy Hour Ale.
Yes, please do.
Tractor Brewing.
We love Tractor.
I used to work there for a couple of years.
I know. You took people's resumes and then
I did.
And she had to hold it together.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Give me the resume. We have all our social media. So Holly, do you have any shows coming up?
I do. March is going to be crazy. March 16th, the roast of Holly Bird is happening for my birthday, and it's at Dialogue Brewing, and you can donate to roast me. And all proceeds are going to go to the Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance.
All right.
Yay. Yeah. So please come out and be mean to me for charity. That's probably the most comedian thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
Is what should I do for my birthday? Oh, people should abuse me. And then
Start the year off right.
Right? Got to do it. And then March 23rd, I will be at Sidewinders with Art House. And I'm doing 2 sets that night for them. And then the last week of March, this is not professional. I just got booked for this. The last week of March, I will be doing the comedy quiz show at Red Door Brewing.
Oh, okay.
So come out to that. Also buy tickets for the Trinidad Southwest Chief Comedy and Bicycle Fest.
There?
All of us are going to be there. I'm going to do comedy and we're going to podcast. It's going to be super fun.
We got booked. Yeah, that's May 2nd through the 5th.
Yes.
We will be in Trinidad, Colorado. We are.
Dude, all right.
I know. It's our first comedy festival. I was like, we're not comedians. And they're like, no, we have a podcast stage.
Yeah.
And they were like, and Holly's going to be there. I was like, done and done.
Done and done.
We're booked. Tickets are booked. Airbnb's set up. We're good to go.
Also,
man.
if you guys want to come out with us, we will be riding the train up there.
Yeah.
So get your tickets. I think they're going to be, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, but I'm going to say it. I think there's going to be a deal going on where if you get a ticket on the train to the comedy festival, you will get a pass for the whole weekend.
What?
Or a discount. So
because it is sponsored by Amtrak?
Amtrak. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and there's going to be comedians there from all over the country. It's
Right.
like the best of the best. So
And us.
come check it out. And then us, of course. Like we're the
We're gonna
the
podcast
best.
like every
Yeah.
night.
Yes.
All
So
right.
yeah,
I'm going to
be
be
fun.
exhausted, but
Yeah.
it'll be fun. I think
that was
that's
in.
it.
That was it, because I was going to do that too, but yeah. So we're going to take about a 10-minute break. Let me pull up this music, and then we'll be back.
Oh,
with-
wait.
Oh, go for it. Sorry, we got James.
Sorry.
Go for it.
I forgot. Please keep watching Midnight Texas on Hulu because there is still a chance we can get a third season.
Ooh, yeah. And you're also working on what now?
It's a Netflix series. I play like a high schooler.
You don't know the name of it?
I forget.
It's like Daybreak or something?
Daybreak.
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 Yeah. It is. He sent me a picture, and he has like a Letterman jacket
yeah.
on, and they like have his hair like really weird. It's so funny.
Dude, good genes.
Yeah.
I know.
Play 16.
He is. He's playing like he's playing high schooler. It's pretty hilarious. So definitely check all that stuff out. Facebook.com/10drink, 10drinkminimum.com. Definitely when we drink the Wavy Hour Ale when we do the show.
Yes.
You should drink as well, but always remember,
Never get too drunk to jerk 10drinkminimum.com.
It's not about you. It's all about you. Cry. Take your time and look away. Realize the things you say. On a colorless line, baby, I know what time does. The sun is a son of one. You took the earth from my mind until the end of time. You took the earth from my mind until the end of. It's not about you. It's all about you. Cry. Take your time and look away. Realize the things you say. On a colorless line, baby, I know what time does. The sun is a son of one. took the earth from my mind until the end of all accounts you had built towers and layers. Not a hero was saved. Unappearance of souls by your subjects. Steal your thought. Don't you come this way. What's the use of fire if you can't burn a sea for all to declare? My fate was not the same as everyone is slave. Hear the word of what you earn. Your friends turn fickle, you're to blame. The envy veers to jeers as the glass they throw it break. Walk this way. Was I that incommodious? Can I plead to keep my head? My fate is not the same as everyone I slay. She cursed the sky, the crowd, the ground. Didn't say your prayers. You were the king who walked on shards of jars that held your people's fate. Now here lives my mind, will be clear before my head rolls. Now here lives my mind, will be clear before my head rolls. Chop. For all the years that I kept quite strong, there was no use crawling to the stone. I was speaking of wishes, one of the days they could be better. Don't assume that I'll just really hide the words I'm going at. And I wanted to say a portion for us, what could be better? How do you do that? To the place I'm back to my dream started. One day next to your skin. Chasing home. Was it you? Your face is red as yours. A good time to forget the end and walk with you to the corner of Richmond. Your apartment's nice and filled with me. Strong, there was no use crawling to the stone. Unspeakable wishes, more the days they could be better. Don't assume that I'll just wait high. The world's apart, and I wanted to say a portion for us. What could be better? How do you do that? To the place I'm back to my dream started. My day next to your skin. I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
All right. It is officially the wavy hour here. Let me turn my phone down.
It's real wavy when
It's real
Chris's
wavy.
phone is playing
Yes.
loudly.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing we're in the wavy hour because we're drinking the wavy,
Wavy
hour
Hour
ale
Ale.
from Tractor Brewing Company,
It's delicious.
who has actually sponsored today's show by giving this fantastic beer.
Thank you,
How good-
Tracta.
what do you think of the beer? We have Amanda.
Hello.
Is it Machon?
Yes, you nailed it.
From the
Cheers,
Red Light
you nailed
Cameras.
it.
Yes.
We didn't cheers this half.
Oh,
Yes.
we need a cheers.
Yes.
I'm a big cheerser.
I like it.
And you're drinking from the official 10 drink minimum mug
am.
that was made for my birthday
Were they?
from a guy named Kevin Lopez, who was my coworker. Yeah.
Now, can people buy these or no? These are
No.
just for you.
Fuck you, people. It's funny because so we did the show at Tractor a couple weeks ago, like February 9th, for the launch of the beer. And it was called 10 Drink Minimum Ale. So I went and had the shirts. I had shirts made specifically for us for the stage.
Yeah.
And they said 10 Drink Minimum Ale on them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I have
It was
had
very
so
fancy.
many people. When are those going on sale? And I'm
Yeah.
like, those were a one-off. And
Yep.
yeah.
And Ming Chen really wants one.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe it'll
So-
be one of those things that you can wear for years, and then you can be like, all right, we're
selling
selling it. and then just let the bidding war begin.
Yeah. It's a game-worn jersey.
Exactly,
Yes.
man.
I still have all three of the shirts that you've made for us.
I do, yeah. And
My
and-
favorite one's the one that says "Smiley" on the
Yes,
sleeve.
I don't even have one that has my name on it. I had it for like 2
What?
weeks and it's gone.
Aw.
Gone. Someone probably has it. They're like, there's like a candlelit like vigil with my face, and they have this shirt on.
It's like an
They're
altar.
Every week they smell
Just
it.
kidding.
They're all,
It
Oh,
still has the musk.
so we were talking at the break, and we didn't tease this, but this is something you were like, "Can we talk about this?"
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
wanna
really
talk
shocked
about
you
it.
want to talk about this, but I like it. I'm fucking.
It happened recently, and I was like, what?
So you're talking about we were talking about people coming up to us and talking to us, you know, like how do you put this without sounding like an asshole? It's really hard.
that's the hard part.
That's people
what did
coming
I
up and
miss?
talking, and I'd say not respecting boundaries.
Yes.
There you go.
Not
You know?
respecting
So
the boundaries.
somebody bought you a shot, as as often people do at a show, and they roofied it.
Yep.
That's fucking insane and terrible
Yeah.
and scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really it's scary, and one of those things that I pride myself on. Like, if I know you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I know like where my shot is coming from, I will take a shot from you on stage. But when people
Yeah.
come up to me and they hand me shots and I don't know you, oftentimes I won't, just because of that reason.
Yeah.
And in this scenario that happened, this person was very like in my face about taking the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And usually if I get distracted with something else, somebody kind of gives up and it's like, oh, well,
Yeah.
whatever, we'll get her the next time.
Right, right.
And the one time I didn't hang on to my policy, which is if I don't know you,
Okay.
I will go with you to the bar and let's take a shot at the bar, and then I will
You'll watch them pour it.
exactly,
Yeah.
and I will physically take my shot from the bartender.
Right.
Okay.
from the bartender.
safety.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like, I don't let anyone hand me anything,
Right.
unless I
Ooh.
trust you.
Your job as
You
a
know?
bartender is it'll be like, is this for you?
Exactly.
Yes.
Like, is this for you? That's exactly
Oh,
part
there
of our
you go.
job.
I like that. Yeah.
You're kind of and that's a responsibility too. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I was so annoyed with this person just at the end because he was kind of being an ass about it, and then he was like, "Well, I went and bought it," and I was like, "Fine," and I took the shot, and
Yeah.
I just remember taking it, and I remember I was sitting in a stool next to my friend Saleh from
Oh, Sully.
Yeah, Sully
Good
from-
friend of Sully.
I love Saleh. He's I call him Kuya. In Tagalog, that means big brother. And
Yeah.
and he calls me out. It's like it's.
Do you know
we have so much
about
love.
his family? By the way,
Dude, they are like an amazing. We can segue really quickly.
No.
Just for a second. Sally, you're amazing. He comes from an amazing family. He's
We've
an
talked
amazing
about him
performer.
lots on this show.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I love you, Kuya. Anyway, but this is just to speak to his character.
Yeah.
Like, this guy was like, just after I took the shot, was hanging around me like a fly. And sure enough, I don't even remember this,
Yeah.
but I leaned over to Saleh apparently, and I told Saleh, I was like, hey, I'm not okay. This guy is bothering me.
Good.
Like,
Yeah.
can you be my boyfriend? And
okay.
Saleh was like, absolutely, and like reached over and was like, okay, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And I think it was actually a night where we were playing either with them or something. So he went to go he went to like do equipment, and I was kind of safe at the moment, but I don't remember any of this. The boys say that they had people come up to them and say, hey, Amanda's not okay, and this guy's like carrying her out.
Oh.
And I was slumped over a guy.
I wouldn't fuck with Joey.
Dude,
No.
at
I wouldn't
all.
fuck with Solid.
No.
all. But yeah, they got me out of there, and I'm very, very lucky that our community is as like, if you see
Yes.
something, say something.
Yes.
You know, they were like, Amanda's not okay, and they took me home, and I woke up to like firemen and paramedics.
Good
and
God.
I don't remember getting home. I don't remember leaving the bar. I don't remember talking to Saleh. And the next morning, Saleh checked on me also,
Yeah.
and a
Good.
lot of other people too who
Yeah.
knew at the bar that I was not okay. And my friend Jessie, if you're watching, I love you. Jessie, she was the one who was like, she told her husband, Amanda drinks a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she's not drunk.
We
Like,
know her.
like, she is not drunk. Like, that fall down.
She worked at Tractor
Right.
Brewing. We know what's going on there.
Right. And what we were talking about in the break is that it's shitty that that's a thing that actually
Yes.
happens. And
Absolutely.
it's one of those that I think about all the time. I'm like, man, I'm very lucky to have people in my life who would say something. I'm very lucky that nothing happened that night.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
and that, I am now even more aware.
Yes.
And I think even more, which is shitty that women have to do that.
Yes.
At all. Like,
I
just
got-
walk in your car.
Yeah.
But that's a whole bigger,
It's a whole.
Yeah.
It's
bigger
a bigger
fish to
picture.
fry. But yeah.
I was gonna say not just women.
It's not
Yeah,
because
that's
I mean
true. That is
because
true.
there
It's
are
true.
like gay men out there that
Absolutely.
or it
Absolutely.
could happen. I don't know. It can happen to me.
I've
It
gotten
can happen to
roofied
everybody.
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
times.
It can happen to everybody. I got roofied after an open mic at a brewery here
That's
in town. And same thing. Like, I'm very fortunate, and we were talking about this on the break. I'm very fortunate that the comedy community and downtown community in general,
Yeah.
they knew right away. And I wrote a joke about it, of course, because
That's what you
that's
do.
what I do. And in my
We live
joke,
through
I'm
art.
like, I knew something was wrong right away because I'm such a drunk. I was like, oh, this isn't alcohol.
You're like,
Right.
wait a minute.
And I was
Whoa,
like,
whoa.
okay, I'm going to ride it out for a minute. And then
Maybe
I
this
was
is
like,
cool. No, it's not.
no,
No, it's not.
not cool. And I called my good girlfriend, Natalia, and you guys know
Oh
Natalia.
yeah, I
yeah.
wouldn't fuck with her either.
And no, hell no.
No, man.
I called her, and she lives very close to the brewery that I was at, and I just said, like, something's going on. Bros, we're not happy about that, but
Yeah.
they were glad that I was safe. But it is something that happens all the time.
What I think is a good thing to take away from this is maybe we should, if someone says, like, they walk up and they go, yeah, my belly button feels weird, I'd be like, oh yeah? And then I'd be like, so hi, who are you with her? Oh, I'm her date. I don't think you are.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, I always call us the unincorporated downtown community,
Yeah.
of Albuquerque. And we are.
Yeah.
Like, if I saw somebody fucking up one of my friends, I would, it'd be over.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It'd be done.
Absolutely.
And it's like with the women in our community and, with men as well.
Yeah.
If someone walks up and they're in danger or something's about to happen, you say that whatever, and everybody goes, oh, well, hold on. What's going on here? And the
Yeah.
other person's like, what? Don't worry about it. Be like, no, I'm worried about it.
Right.
I'm real
exactly.
worried. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think, having my understanding of how everything went down when they got me from the person was he was
Yeah.
like, no, it's fine. I got her. And
Uh-uh.
like even the door guys,
give a
everybody was
shit.
like, you don't got her.
You
Like,
don't got her.
You absolutely do
Right.
not have her.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so, and just even that
Yeah.
sense of like
Know your door guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Know
absolutely.
your community.
I got in a fight with a girl one night. I think you were there because she was trying to tell me that one of the door guys at Sister Bar, who has since passed, was an asshole and threw her out. And I looked her in the eye and I said, "If that guy right there threw you out,
There was a reason.
you did something
Yeah,
wrong."
Yeah.
exactly. Because that's the other thing is it's not blind. Like, oh no, I'm just gonna fight you
Yeah.
to fight you. It's like, no, I know
Yeah.
probably what happened,
Yeah.
and
Do you remember Alec? That
Yeah.
worked
Oh, yeah, I knew
she was
exactly
Like, she was like,
who
"Alex
you were
an
talking
asshole," and I go,
about.
"No, he is
No.
not."
Nope.
No,
Exactly.
absolutely
Well,
not.
he threw me and my friend out. Well, then you were probably
There was a reason.
you
You
were a
must have
problem.
done something
Yep.
real bad.
And
Exactly.
we got in a fight. She was like, "I can't believe you're taking a side." I was like, "Because I know him."
Because I just watched that man
Yeah.
with people crazy in his
Yeah.
face, just stand here and be like, "All right,
Yeah.
man, all right."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not a hand, not a
Not a
thing,
hand.
and
Yeah.
like you can say whatever
He
you
was one
want
of
to.
the gentlest souls I've ever
Oh,
known in my entire life.
absolutely.
And for someone, I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't believe you. I met you today. I know that guy.
Yeah.
You're wrong. You know, and that's how I am. I mean,
Like Smiley said, like know your door guys.
know
dude.
your door guys.
Know them.
Yeah,
Love
I
them.
mean,
Treat them right.
Yes, I love all my door guys.
Door guys are the best.
And you say hi. Like my big thing is that you need to know the staff in your venues,
Yeah.
and it makes
Yes.
me honestly kind of sad when bands come in, even like touring bands who come
Yeah.
through, and it's like they're just cold.
Mm-hmm.
It's like half the time, like people who come to see you are there to see you.
Yes.
The staff are your hostages. Like
They're there under duress.
whether you right,
Yeah.
whether they want to be there or not. So even if you're not their cup of tea, the least you can do is be pleasant, be
Yes.
nice, and know that they're working and know that they're doing a good job and doing their thing. And I've like from that have a lot of like friends that I get to play with and,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
play for and who are lovely people.
I'm
that
glad we got to
need
talk about this.
respect.
This was something I feel like. So, know your boundaries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Know your boundaries,
Yeah. Exactly.
please.
But I mean, someone's going to root somebody. There's something wrong with that person.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
even the like, yeah, just hanging on to somebody like too tight.
Right.
Yeah.
Like be like social cues.
Yes.
You know what
It'll
I've been
save
hating?
you.
You know
It's-
what I've been hating lately is ever since I got like more tattooed on my like forearms or whatever, people will grab my arm after I've come off of stage and they're like,
Not
"Oh
cool.
my god!"
my
and
gosh.
then they're like looking at my tattoos or feeling them. I'm like, "Look, it feels like skin. They're
Yeah.
not 3D.
Right.
Also, I am a
They're not
human.
scratch and sniff.
Yeah, they're not.
Can't do anything.
Just
Number
stop.
Number one, don't touch me.
Do
Right.
not
Number one,
touch
don't
me.
touch me.
It's weird.
And the thing that makes me sad is because I feel like I am a very like friendly and open
Yes.
person. And you know, it takes a lot for me to be like back off. You know, but
Yeah.
it will happen. But
I will gladly hug you.
yeah, exactly.
You'll do
It's
a
just-
show,
yeah.
and I'm there, and you'll come off stage, and I'll wait until there's, you have definitely people that are like, they want to talk to you, they want to, they're enamored, and I'll wait, and I'll be like, "Hi, Amanda, hug, bye, good to
Right.
see you, you
Yeah.
guys did great," walk off, and that's how you have to do. It's like, and everybody's like, "Oh man, I know this person and that person." I'm like, "No, I know them too, and they're just
Right.
people. They're just regular
they're
people."
just humans.
And
There's definitely different situations. People
Yeah.
have been recognizing me from the second season of Midnight Texas,
Uh-huh.
but for the most part, those people are in their older ladies in their 50s, and I'm like, of course I'll give you a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. I will gladly give you a hug. I just
I'll give
don't.
someone a hug.
Just don't grab my arm. Or
No,
that's-
don't
and
touch
that's-
me. That's fine.
Men and women.
Oh yeah, like
you know?
it's not even like I'm not even saying in a creepy way. Just
No,
don't
just-
grab me.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
feels scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
there's
have a
some
more
stories.
respectful crowd. That's all.
What is that like?
I was on a date with a woman yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and she had on this like shirt that had like, it was like an interesting material,
Uh-huh.
and immediately I was like, I was like, that shirt is really cool. I was like, is it okay if I touch it?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you have to say.
You
I
have to
mean,
have the verbal communication.
Yes.
How
I am going
hard
to
is
pass this boundary.
Yes.
Can I pass this boundary?
How hard is it just to be like, I really like your shirt? Do you know how impressed with a person I would be if they would be like, "Oh, I really like your shirt. Can I touch it?"
Get
You're so
woke,
nice,
people.
Chris.
What the
Get
fuck?
woke.
It's 2019. You can't just touch people.
Can't just touch it. Oh, willy nilly. Unless it's
willy-nilly.
Dandy. Dandy's
Well, also,
fine.
I have a friend
Just
who is
touch
like,
him all you want.
Just
Danny
touch him.
just, Danny,
Touch his face. He loves it.
Just rub it.
If you
Rub it
live
like
in the
this.
Seattle, Capitol Hill area, go find a guy named Danny Fleming and just touch his face.
I actually was in Seattle like this time last year, and I got to have drinks with Danny.
Oh no! Did you touch his face?
Yes.
Tug his
No, I
beard,
don't
make sure
think
it's
I did.
real.
Yeah.
I don't think I did. I owe you, Dandy.
You know what I want to do to Dandy? Is mail him goat heads and be like, remember New Mexico?
And like, oh my god, that would be amazing. That he just opens it and then they're all
They go
over.
everywhere.
All of a sudden, goat heads are now a thing in Washington State. Like,
All
you're
because of
welcome.
Chris Burnett.
And it's like this nature documentary. Not indigenous to the area, now goat heads are spreading wildly.
All of the puppies' paws are pricked.
It's a very sad state of affairs.
Now I won't do it because I don't want the puppies to
Don't
hurt.
hurt
Think
the
about the
puppies.
dogs.
The puppies, Chris.
I sent a comedian I met on the road a package of glitter.
Oh, that's the fucking word. That's like the what do they
It's
call
the
it?
herpes of the craft world.
Herpes of the
It
craft
is.
world. Yeah.
And I did it so. I was horrible about it
Yeah.
because I made it look like there was like a gift in there.
Oh,
And you couldn't see the glitter, so they
Worst
pulled
thing ever.
this thing out,
Right.
and glitter just went everywhere. And
so-
they still send me pictures of glitter.
I used to do burlesque and things and like make costumes and
Yeah.
like and
Okay.
also like taught kids. So glitter's a big part of my life.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I love glitter.
I do too.
Like,
It's like-
I'm totally the person who'd be like, you would mail that to me, and I'd be like, yay!
Now I know who to send glitter to.
I have glitter on my floor. And then,
Look how pretty it is.
What
I
cracks,
mean, maybe for like a minute. Maybe you get old.
what cracks me up is like Billy works in an arts and crafts store.
I know.
He says he sees you all the
I
time.
do. I see Billy.
So
I don't know if I can. I'd see Billy very festive when I
Yes.
go to the craft store.
oh wow! So he comes home, and I swear to God, if he was married, like he would be in so much trouble all the time. But it's also a good cover. 'Cause he comes home, there's like just glitter on his face. Which where else do you get glitter on your face?
Right.
Strip club.
And it's the fine glitter.
It's
Yeah.
very fine glitter.
When you
So-
have that fine glitter, I'm like,
Yeah. You're
My-
like, why do you have glitter on your face?
I have a
How's that
hilarious
hobby
story about glitter on the
Michael's?
face. I think it's Michael's.
Is that Michael's?
So my dad went to this charity like food thing. I don't know what it was, but like it was charity, whatever. And I guess they had like challenges or I don't know. But my dad just had that fine glitter all over his face. I was like, "Oh, Dad, where have you been?"
Ooh.
And he was like, "I went to that food thing." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he was like, "No, they had glittery chicharrones or whatever, however you say it." And I didn't believe him. I was like, "Okay, you for sure had strippers' boobs in your face. Like, are you shitting me right now?" And then my mom corroborated.
Corroborated the story.
And she was like, "No, really, he used edible glitter in these whatever." And
That makes me very happy. I would love glitter.
Chicharrones.
me
Chicharrones.
too.
Ooh.
But
Like a
that was
commercial.
like the least believable story I've
Sorry.
ever heard in my life, though. Like
You don't want more?
I ate some Mexican food today. Okay, just that's where the glitter came from.
Well, yeah. You're like, well, good luck tomorrow. Burn and glitter.
Oops. You're gonna poop an ornament.
Yikes. Yeah, right.
I'm fine with that.
Next year, you have on the tree a little poop. That's all glitter. Oh my gosh. So I really have to go off topic here.
Okay.
Okay,
But I have to tell this fucking story.
okay, I'm excited.
This happened yesterday. So I'm dating this woman, and I'm it's going, I think, okay. But she's like, how is the Natural History Museum? Because we were trying to think of things to go do that's not just drinking and all that stuff. I was like, and I'm like, it's fantastic because I feel like it is.
It
Yeah.
is.
Totally.
I love our museums.
Right?
Too.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a gripe.
Oh. Do the T-Rex still have the Santa hat on because it is way past Christmas?
no.
It is way too long.
No, so they had like the Da Vinci exhibit and
Yeah.
all that stuff, and it moved on. Do you know what they have there now?
Oh no.
No.
Because it's terrible.
Oh no.
It is almost like they were like, we don't have anything. We don't got anything. What do we got? What do we got to replace? Da Vinci exhibit's gone. What do we got? I don't know. We got some stuff in the warehouse. We got in the warehouse. We got that Don't Do Drugs exhibit from 1992.
Oh my god.
They have a don't do drugs exhibit.
Are the Reagans like singing? I just hope there's video.
It is so bad. It's so bad. So we go, and I'm ready to like walk through this thing, and I'm like, this is gonna be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's from 1992, but it really seemed like it. So then immediately, this guy who looked like the cosplay of Jeffrey Dahmer comes up to
The cosplay of Jeffrey Dahmer.
right. He's like,
Oh my god.
welcome to the exhibit. He's like, you know that they soak linens and drugs now and dry it out and then use things to get drugs out, right? I was like,
What?
all right, cool.
They've been doing that for years.
So we walk into the exhibit and they have like an AK-47. And it's like, this is a weapon they use to fight the drug war. And you're like, okay.
Okie dokie.
Then it goes,
Oh no.
this makes me laugh so much even think about it. Things people buy when they sell drugs.
Shut up.
And
Oh god. Oh
there's
god.
gold
oh god.
chains.
Oh my god.
This is why I think it's from 1992.
Oh no, and I said how much I love our museums. So sad.
This is why I think it's from 1992. A Sony Discman and a Latin CD.
And a Latin CD?
It was a
That
Latin
is so
CD.
really?
I'm like, what is going on here?
They just watch like Do the Right Thing and they're like, oh no.
Okay.
Like here. This is oh my god, that's so terrible.
Discman.
So
What?
we're trying to make fun of it, and the guy will not stop following us through this thing, telling us facts about the drug wars.
Well, because he's probably so excited to see you in the first place.
Yes.
Like,
So
Like nobody has come in here.
and I bet majority of, well, not majority, but maybe most people coming through would be like, what?
so we get to one of the things, and it's like a bathroom, and it's like a bathroom where they're making drugs. And so there's a gun on the toilet.
Shut
I'm
up!
like, you need this. I'll show you the photo.
I need to see this.
There's a gun on the toilet.
might
There's a
have to go see
scale.
this.
There's a scale, and it's just filthy.
No.
And so I have a friend text group. So I was like, I write when Billy goes out of town, and I post the picture of the bathroom. It's like gun, scale, and just drug shit everywhere.
So is it like it's like a live setting?
I want to see this. Can I go?
Yes.
Is this still
I
going?
do.
Yes.
I
Oh
also
my God.
Okay, I think we need a field trip.
Yes.
We do.
First of all, I think we need a field trip, and the museum's going to be like, wow, we've had
is.
the most visits in
And
the
then
last
they're gonna
2
set it
weeks.
up once a year now.
Yes.
They're gonna be so excited.
I wish I was done.
Oh,
no.
there's
wish I was
more.
done. There are more.
Oh my god.
So we're trying to hustle because this guy won't leave us alone. And I was like, I want to make fun of this so bad. So we get to like a typical methamphetamine house.
Oh.
And they have like the inside.
I was
and
wondering.
It's the crib. There's a gun on the table. There's a diaper on the floor with shit in it.
What?
I'm not making this
No.
up, man. I'm not fucking making this up.
What?
And then it's filthy, of course. There's like a bottle on the floor. And it's disgusting. The wallpaper's peeling. And I'm just like,
What?
I'm shaking my head. And then like we walk around the corner, and there's a bowl full of assorted pills in a glass case. And I'm just like, is this fucking real?
Oh my
Like, this
god.
is what the teens do.
This is
Were there
what
Tide
was
Pods
known.
anywhere? I feel like we missed some things. Like
It's definitely the 90s
As a
if there's
pill
no
party.
Tide Pods.
and it's also it's definitely the 90s because
Yeah.
Breaking Bad has been out for
Right.
a
Yes.
while.
Right.
Like,
And
if
I
that
think
is your
we-
meth lab, you need to reevaluate.
I think we all learned that meth labs are in RVs.
Yes.
Clearly.
Come on.
So we get
We're
to
in
the end of it,
warehouses.
and it's got
Right.
it's got the cutaway of like the human body with the different
God.
organs,
Oh,
and
shit.
you push the button next to the drug, and it tells you like where that affects you, and it's heroin, cocaine, methamphetamines, marijuana, and ecstasy.
Oh.
And I'm like, marijuana, and it's like hunger.
You were gonna eat so much.
You're gonna be so hungry.
And then ecstasy dries out the system. And it's just like, I'm like, who the fuck did
Right?
this?
Who
Is the
who
DARE
thought-
program back? What's going on
Yeah,
here?
Okay,
what,
this
what
is my favorite
museum
sorry.
curator is in charge of this
Yeah.
half-assed thing. I want to
Half-assed.
see it
My-
so much.
man.
My
now.
favorite part about this is that somebody had a meeting
Oh yeah.
and they pitched this idea. Oops, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
They pitched this idea. Okay. And then the people in that meeting were like, absolutely, yes, this is
There's
a
got to be
great
shit
idea.
in the diaper.
There's
There's got to be shit in the diaper. It's not real.
It's gotta-
That's just that's my favorite part about anything that's a horrible idea that then it goes live and
Yeah.
you're just like, I just want to think about that meeting
Yeah.
where that went through a lot of filters, that went through a lot of layers. There were multiple people who said yes to this.
Yes.
Yeah. And I rushed through it. I didn't see it all. Because I was like,
There's
more?
Because I was on a date. Yeah, I was on a date and I was trying to get away from creepy guy that was like Dahmer, who's like, I hope you guys like me. I'll do a drill right into your skull. It's fine.
I'll give you a lobotomy if you
Yeah.
want. I'll make you a zombie.
I was like, good God. I was like, I really, really, and it was like, what's behind this door? And you'd open the door and it's the bathroom scene. I have the photo of the bathroom scene. I'll show it to you guys after
It
the
just
show.
sounds like whatever like 90s stereotype
Yes.
of a drug dealer,
Yes,
of
yes.
a drug scenario.
Yes.
Is this entire exhibit.
I want to go here on my next date.
Yes. And you're like, I don't want to see the dinosaurs. I just want to see the drug shit.
if
Sweetie,
anybody
I know
wants
where
to
we're going.
yeah, right. If anybody wants to take me on a date,
Yes.
I'm totally single and I want to go see this drug thing.
I'm totally single and I want to go see this drug thing.
I want to go see how bad it is.
Yes.
So then, there's the end to this. So we exit to the gift shop.
Oh god.
As you
and,
do.
and they do
Like you
they
do.
do like items that are like pertain to the
Please tell me they
The
were
current
selling
exhibit.
meth.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I was
No.
like, please tell
No.
me that they have little syringes.
it's not that bad but better.
Oh,
So it's the Natural History Museum.
right.
So what do they have at the Natural History Museum?
Dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs that can run fast away from drugs.
Oh no.
Dinosaurs
No.
run fast away from drugs.
No.
It's a
No.
T-Rex running from the drugs.
I need that shirt. Okay, also, if you
Oh
take
my
me to go
God.
see the drug thing, buy me that shirt.
Are they paying
I will
you for this?
boyfriend you
Because
up.
I want
I will lock you down.
I will
so
lock
fast.
that down. I will put a flag
Oh my
right
god!
in that ass.
I know
and
if
claim you as
someone
mine.
would go to the Natural
Yeah.
History Museum and get me that dinosaur, I would be
It's a
so
shirt,
happy.
right? And it's
I
like a
would
dinosaur
too.
running from drugs.
I need that shirt so hard. And like people who
Yeah.
know me and know who I hang out with, if I wore that shirt to hang out with my degenerate idiot friends,
Yes. And I'm like,
it would be great.
I'm pretty sure the dinosaurs had a lot of problems in their time. Methamphetamines were not one of them.
Exactly.
Maybe that's why the dinosaurs went extinct, guys. Maybe they were just real high on meth.
Everybody just OD'd.
It was a huge meth lab explosion.
Right.
It took them all
Bam.
out.
they all,
No. And then we're like, is it a meteor?
Right.
It was a mater.
Volcano exploded? No, that was a meth lab.
Right. Exactly.
The dinosaur meth lab blew up.
they all grew feathers and like jumped off the cliff. They're all, oh, I think I can fly.
Ooh. I just got to update that. I don't even want to say.
I want to know.
I can't say the name. I don't know. That's why I was like, all right, let me see if I can pronounce it.
I seriously do want to go to this. This is
I
an
know.
ongoing thing.
I'm very
This is gonna be my next date.
I'm very-
Mahershala Ali made Oscar history as the first black actor to win 2 awards in the Best Supporting Actor category.
Yay.
I don't know if I said that right,
Awesome.
but it's fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's the Oscars.
It is the Oscars,
It
so,
is.
yeah. Who's your prediction? Do you watch like stuff like that anymore? I hardly like they'll pull up the movies and I'm like, I haven't even seen that yet.
I
No, I know.
dated somebody, well, my last ex-boyfriend, he was so into the Academy Awards that you would have like those like little tree things they make for like
Serial
football
killers?
pools or whatever.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, the
You know what I'm talking about? Like the
Who's gonna?
of who's gonna win and all this stuff, and you had to make predictions. We got in a huge fight because I didn't give a shit.
oh.
And I just was picking things. Like, I would make ridiculous predictions. I'd be like, there's a cute cat on the poster for that movie. They're going to win.
They're gonna win.
That looks adorable. Haven't seen it.
Have you ever
Looks
seen
great.
the clip of when Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig introduced the Oscar movies, and it's basically how like they haven't watched any of the movies of their category, so they're because they have to give a description of each one. They're like, oh my gosh, and then salmon fishing in Yemen. And this with the salmon.
They call it brackets.
Oh, it was so good.
Brackets.
Yeah, there, bracket.
Ming Chen called it.
Thank you, Ming. Love you. Miss you.
But they're like, oh yeah, and then they'd be like, you get out of here. It's like that was my favorite Oscar intro. It was
so good.
Because I mean, I've lived with Lauren Poole for a while, who would get a lot of
She got the screeners.
So she would always get the screeners. So I was like, for a couple years, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like get to see all the things. Like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You should watch them before, and that's like that's awesome that SAG does that. But I'm just like I'm work so much and I'm so busy, and then when I go to a movie, I'm like I go and I really have to go. Like I really have to pick it. You know, because then if I go to a movie and I'm like, well, that sucked. I'm really sad.
Yeah.
I'm really like mad.
Well, I watched Bohemian Rhapsody. I watched A Star Is Born. Both of those. Those are the two that I've seen. I think they're up for like Best Picture. I think. And
I thought Black Panther, right?
Black Panther. I saw Black Panther. Yeah.
I like that one.
It's a good movie. Yeah, it's a good movie. So so I'm people are gonna be pissed. Bohemian Rhapsody, I was kind of like,
Really? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, and then people are like, I've seen it 3 times in the theater. Like,
And they loved it.
I know. I'm kind of the same way with it. Everybody was like, oh my God, I thought he did an amazing job. I'm like,
he did.
He did. I thought it was really cool. Like the last scene, if you watch the actual footage of the A's concert, it is the same.
It's very
It's
close.
amazing.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of it.
Yes, me too.
I have a full confession.
Okay.
I have not seen A Star Is Born.
I haven't either.
Okay.
And everybody who asks me and they're like, oh my God, haven't you seen it?
Yeah.
Except for one person is like, you are how have you not seen that?
Right,
I'm
right.
like, because I honestly didn't. Well, it's like
I've
it kind of
seen-
feels like overhyped.
Okay. All right.
And every time something's overhyped, I hate it.
Agreed. But I will. Okay.
Okay.
That's the reason I've never seen.
I've seen the Chris
Gump.
Christopherson and Barbara Streisand version. Don't really like it.
Right?
Was pretty excited. Like okay. So when the preview of this came out, I was like, ooh. I was and this is not something it seemed like I would be into, but I'm really into music, so I was like, okay. And I'm like, Bradley Cooper as a singer, interesting. And I watched it, and it's fantastic.
I've heard it's fantastic. I've listened to the music.
She is fantastic.
I've heard she is fantastic.
He is fantastic as well, because he plays that perfectly. Like you feel it. You're like, fuck. You're like, because he's a drop dead alcoholic drug addict.
Yeah.
Right.
Just drop, like when I say drop down, he is drop, like he,
Dude.
And
well, I think that was for
it's
me.
heartbreaking.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I was too worried. I was worried it was going to be very predictable.
It is.
Is it? Okay.
But that's the worst part.
Oh.
Because you're just like, fuck. You're like, no.
Because you want it to be different, and
Yes.
then it doesn't.
Yes.
I
It is
think
predictable.
The last movie, like A Star Is Born, was, for me, was La La Land.
Yeah.
And everybody was shitting chickens about it. and like, I was dating a film critic at the time, so he got screeners and stuff like that. And I sat down and I watched it. I was so excited because everybody loved it. I hate that movie. I hate it. I think it is the worst piece of garbage I've ever seen.
It was a letdown because I love musicals.
I do too. That was the thing.
I
that
love
made me mad.
musicals, and I was like, oh, they have. And it's been so long since a musical has been like this hyped up, and then like I saw it, and I was all.
I think what bothered me about it was that in a regular musical, the songs that they sing pertain to like the storyline. You know what I mean? It like carries the storyline, and in that movie, it's just they're random.
I had to go home and watch the Muppet movie again just to like reaffirm.
Lego Movie is my way out.
I'm all Jason Segel is a genius, and I still like musicals.
Yes,
that
I'm
was
still
just a
okay.
shitty one.
I
All right.
thought it was pretty.
Yeah, it's
haven't
very
seen it.
beautiful.
And I liked it because
seen it.
I used to watch all of those old musicals, like Singing
Yeah.
in the Rain,
Okay.
and
Absolutely.
My Fair Lady with my grandma, and like that's
Yeah.
and so that's my like I love musicals. I'm
I
a
do
total
too.
sucker for like I think it's a great. I
Yeah.
think it's a great like. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get so excited about musicals right now. And
I
just be
love
A
it.
total nerd, but like this when you know the spectacle that goes into it.
Yeah.
It's dance, it's singing, it's
Yeah.
acting,
Choreography.
it's choreography.
So-
Yeah.
Everything that boils down to when you see it live and you watch quick changes, you watch them all of a sudden they're in vests and like there's so much that happens. And I thought that Lala did a good job of capturing that.
Yeah.
And but maybe I was scarred. Maybe underneath all of this, scarred from La La Land. Sorry, I didn't Star is Born. But you know what I was really disappointed in
What?
this year? Aquaman.
Really? I haven't
Really?
seen it yet.
Oh,
haven't seen it.
I don't think I could be disappointed with anything where Momoa is walking out of
See,
water.
I didn't.
I
either.
could watch it on mute.
I didn't either. But everything about this movie like made me mad.
Oh,
Like we got
no.
done, and I don't get mad. I don't get like mad at the
Huh.
movies or things. I'm always like, it's entertaining. It's fine. We went and saw it, and I just felt like they were trying to play too much to the female audience, and they knew that like we all like drop for Jason Momoa because
Yes.
he throws axes, he drinks beers, and he has beautiful children with Lisa Bonet. So
Yes.
there's lots of love for that
Yes.
big Samoan man, but they knew that. And it
Yeah.
felt like it was just dumbed down and shoved in your face.
Oh.
And then she
gross.
the Mira looks like the Little Mermaid.
Oh.
And which I love me some Little Mermaid,
Of
but
course.
but the hair like there were too many things. It was very lovey,
Okay.
and I love like the Avengers, and I love like
Yeah.
all of the superhero movies.
How do they not, how do they kill the Marvel stuff so much?
dude, like
Across the board.
crush
Yeah.
it,
Just
crush
crush
it.
it.
And then when
I can't wait
DC
for
comes
Captain
in,
Marvel. Can't wait.
I'm so excited for Captain Marvel.
Me
I'm excited for
too.
the new Avengers.
Do you guys know
and
much
yeah.
about Captain Marvel?
Oh yeah.
I don't.
He does. I know he does.
Do you?
I don't think you guys do. So
No.
this is what's amazing about Captain Marvel, and I feel like I'm mansplaining right now. She's like one of the most powerful comic book characters
See,
in the Marvel universe.
I've heard that. I've heard that she has like
kicks
when she
ass.
Love
comes
it.
through.
She
so-
has the power cosmic.
I'm so excited to see that movie because like Wonder Woman is like everything.
That's what I was going to ask. Did you like Wonder Woman?
I did like Wonder
loved
Woman.
it.
Wonder Woman is the best DC movie
Yes.
since
Yes.
the
Absolutely.
Dark Knight Returns
Yes.
with
And-
Heath Ledger.
Gal Gadot literally filmed most
Jesus.
of that movie pregnant.
In
Bow
that?
down. Yes, she was like 3 months pregnant or something.
That's
she was
crazy.
in morning sickness phase.
Oh
she
my
was
God.
kicking butt.
Jesus.
She's
She's
amazing.
Such
But
a
I
good
want to
film.
move
Yeah.
to that island
It was a
where
great
it's just
film.
women.
Me too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which I was so.
They would all kill you, Chris. That's why I want to move there.
You know what I would, okay, so you're right. You're right, and you know what I would say? This is a good death.
Yeah. Like, so the last couple of weeks, I don't know what's going on with, like, my single girlfriends, but
Yeah.
we have all, so I'm kind of talking to a guy, and he's super sweet. First time in years that I've had somebody be, like, super sweet to me. But, like, all my girlfriends, our, like, phrase for the last few weeks has been men are trash. Like, I don't know what's going on. But I literally sent a text to my friend this morning. I was like, let's just all move to that Wonder Woman island, and then we don't have to deal with garbage men.
Right.
Dude, I think like there are garbage people
They're
Like,
they're garbage
Yeah.
in the
humans.
world, and you get it on either end. Like
Yes,
we were talking about
absolutely.
earlier, it's like it's just respecting boundaries.
Yes.
You know, but I feel like yes, there's more of a like. I'm like, dude, I don't want to see that. Like,
Yes, absolutely.
I just don't ever want to. Like, I don't
so-
want to be told that. I don't want to know. I was at the thrift store today.
Yeah.
And I had a guy just talk at you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if I did that to you and just came and then like I went to a different aisle,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a whole different space, and he was like, again, gotta look for every. I was like, I'm not engaging you at all.
Yeah.
Stop talking
Yeah.
at me.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
the Jeffrey Dahmer guy following us through the
Yes,
Dude, exactly.
Like,
Social
we're not,
cues.
We don't
Social
wanna talk
cues.
to
That's what
you.
I'm saying. Like,
We don't want you to
Learn how to read humans.
I have this question for you, and it you know, there's underlying tones to it. So you say you are dating someone. How hard is dating being who you are with what you do?
I would say being I'm very much in love with my man. We've been together for a long time. He is super respectful.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things. I met him in the band. I would say being single was way harder.
Okay.
Because when people knew it was like available, it was just like, oh my gosh, like not.
Well, but I'm saying, like, was it hard for you to date people that like would find out you were in the band and they're like, oh, you have this whole like public persona?
I had people who had a hard time with it for sure.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It is hard for him.
I deal with that,
and I see him deal with it. And it is hard sometimes. I mean, we'll go out, and I know like everybody. I know a lot of people, and the thing is that we were talking about this earlier. Like, hey, like I'm happy to see you. Like, high five. I hope you have a great night. Like, but I'm here to spend time with him, and I want to. And I try and be very respectful of that with him, and he is very, very good about it. Like, he is really, really respectful of what I do and loves what I do. And so, I mean, going on the road and everything, he gets it. He knows after a show, he's like, I love you. I'm going to go home. Like, because you're going to talk for half an hour, 45 minutes to people, but
that's big for people. I mean, it really.
I've had the problem of people who have met me and like they're really sweet and we get along, and then they come to a comedy show and it's the same thing. It's like they don't understand that I have to talk to these people.
Right, exactly.
I have to thank everyone for buying that ticket, for listening, for talking.
And I've had people who were like, "Oh, I'm so annoyed," and it's not worked out clearly. I mean, because I was like, "This, you can't be mad at what I do."
No.
And also, I've had people who met me in the band and started dating me, and then thought I was going to be a certain way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then it was
it makes sense to me.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, no, I am who I am, and this is
a character. This is me.
Exactly.
I get that.
What I have on stage is.
I get that a lot. Like if guys ask me out after they've seen a comedy set, because I talk about raunchy stuff, they expect that I am absolutely that way all the time, and I'm like, no, those are jokes.
Right.
That's
the
like
stage
a
persona.
That's a stage persona, and it's an exaggerated version of the truth.
Right. Well, Gilda Radner used to say they go to bed with Rita, they wake up with me, and it's like, and it is like there were a couple of those, but really like jealousy is hard. Being in the position that you're in, because it is, and the thing is I've had people who are like, no, I'm totally cool. I'm good with it. I'm fine. I'm fine. And it's very much like it all boils down to like you're not fine.
Yeah.
Well, and for me, it's like it's the thing where 90% of all my networking is done out and about.
Yeah.
For instance, you were like, hey, I
I know.
we did the
I've
show.
never been on a tendering
Right. and
it's pretty much how that went.
I got so excited when Chris was like, so I ran into Amanda from Red Light Cameras, and she was upset because she has never been on the show.
Right.
I was like, yes!
So I'll date someone and we'll go out, and I'm like, I have to go, like someone will come over and say hi, and like, can I talk to you? And I'll have to go talk to them, because if it's someone that's like, hey, I want to book you guys for this, because that's where the business is done.
That's where it comes from. Exactly.
That's our golf course, you know, so to speak.
Right.
And it's like, they're like, oh, do you have to do bit? And I'm like,
yes, I do.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, I mean, I've had times where I was like dating someone. I was like, all right, well, I'll leave right after we're done playing. And then I was like, no, man, like I need to. You can't.
You can't.
It's all about like it's networking. It's you never know who you're going to talk to. You never know.
You never know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen exactly?
Some of the best things I've ever done. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We just went to a brewery opening recently, and like I went back to my house so I could I handed out 30 stickers.
Yeah. And that's huge for us.
I spent that entire night talking to people about our show.
Yeah. And it's important. We have to do that. It's absolutely insane that somebody...
to what we did.
It's imperative. It's very important. Like, some of the best things, some of the best shows I've ever, like, booked, or, like, a venue that had me host a comedy show, it has literally come from just talking to somebody at a bar. Well, just like, hey, you do comedy? You should come and do this, or whatever.
There's people who reach out, and they're like, hey, on Facebook or whatever, and they're like, hey, da-da-da. But there's a lot of times where, like, it's on their mind, and you're there in front of their face, and they're like, hey, we've been thinking about this, and you know, but you're on a date or you're with your significant other, and man, there was a woman I was with, and it was like very serious, and you know, she didn't live here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I was actually talking about moving with her, and she got to the point where she was like, I can't live with the guilt of taking you away from this. And it was really rough. It was like really tough, and people don't know that, and it's like, and it you know, it's interesting to see like other people that like deal with that. You know, it's like you know, because they're like, you're too ingrained in this thing.
Yeah.
And you know, and I was just, you know, stupid to think, you know.
Yeah. I mean, and that's like he like respects everything that I am, but I do see it does get annoying.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
has
I mean,
to.
it gets annoying like sometimes, like we were talking about like being out with your parents. You know, and you're like, I don't get to see you that much, like, and I mean, and the thing is that everybody is so sweet, and it's hard to be that person, because also I think of who we are.
Right.
Yeah.
We're never gonna be like, listen, I'm out here, like,
with
I'm
my
not,
mom and dad, fuck off.
Exactly, like, I don't have time right now. I will sit there, and I will get sucked into the 25-minute conversation with you, because I want to like hear you out and make you feel respected and make you feel like you are heard as a person.
Yes.
And then I'm like, great, Dad, that hour we had, I'm so sorry, you know. And
Sorry about that.
It's like you feel kind of like, at least I do, I feel kind of that obligation, like, oh, you appreciate what I do, and you took the time to come and say, I enjoy what you do, especially if somebody is talking about like my comedy or something, that like I will sit with you and I will talk to you about all my cancer jokes and all the things, but like it just gets crazy sometimes, and it's like the people around us, like the people who love us, and have to just sit there and like, okay, well, I'm just sitting here, and then you're just like, I'm sorry,
and you feel so
bad.
So bad.
You feel so bad,
and you feel
that's the
almost
thing is
ridiculous too. You know,
and it's such a weird battle. You know, with yourself, because you're like, because if you do cut them off and you're like, all right, I'm sorry, I'm with people, and like
then you're an asshole.
Then you're an asshole, and then if you're not, then you're an asshole to the people that love you, and it's kind of it's a hard spot to be in.
So I'll kind of be like, I really want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
Let's set a time.
See, exactly.
I'm with my
so smart.
dad, and I can see you have to really explain.
And
or
over explain.
I'm with my mom, or I'm with my girlfriend, and it's our weekly. She might have sex with me tonight. You're fucking.
I might get laid right now.
If this goes on for 5 more minutes, I won't.
Yeah. Help a girl out.
I was on a date 2 weeks or last Saturday with the same girl. I was on a date to the drug museum.
To the drug thing.
And I was at Launchpad, and we were sitting in a booth together, and somebody came and slid in.
Oh.
And then he's like talking to me, and then he's like, "Am I intruding?" And I was like, "Yep." And you have to say that. And he's like, "All right, thanks. I'll be out." And he, boom.
At least he asked, though.
Yeah,
That's
that's
nice.
actually not that bad. Oh, wait.
And he's like, "Is this?" He goes, "Is this a?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." And you have to do that, you know. It's like I was like, I don't want to ruin this right away.
You're like, dude, let me ruin this, please.
Yeah, can you please just let me do
fuck
this?
this up on my own.
Can you please let me self-sabotage this?
Yes. With my anxiety.
My anxiety and my insecurities, I will do that alone. I don't need help from you.
I'll do a great job of this.
I'm gonna really fuck this one up, I promise. My favorite thing is like, people don't realize that comedians are probably the most socially awkward people.
Oh, yeah.
Like all of us as a group, we're tortured and we're sad and we're like, if you ever hang out with us like as a group, we talk about sad things that we think are funny because that's like, we're weird.
I did it. I did it one time, and I will never again.
He was traumatized. He was just like, "What are you guys doing?" But so people don't understand.
You guys just hate each other?
They're the most broken comedians are the most broken people in the world.
We're so broken and fucked up and socially awkward. And so sometimes I think people think I'm being like mean or like being an asshole, but really I'm terrified of you. Like I do fine on stage, but then once it's like a one-on-one thing, I will clam up and just be like, why are you talking to me? Don't talk to me. So that's been interesting to deal with.
Yeah. So we've been talking with Amanda from the Red Light Cameras. We're closing in on the end of this.
I don't want it to end.
I know it's been fun.
I know it's been fun. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Like there's been so many times. I feel like we've played.
Yeah.
Where you are.
Yeah.
And every time I'm just like, hey, I love you, bye.
It's so funny because like, okay, so what people don't understand is like really how tight knit our community is.
Yeah.
Like, and like I'm such good friends with like, you know, Joey, your drummer, and Barney, and Barney and Chris have been on this show.
See, that's also why I was a little ticked. Because I was like, listen, you've had all the boys on the show. Joey's called in on the show.
Joey's been on the show.
Joey's been on the show.
But he wasn't really, yeah. So the funny thing is, Chris and Barney haven't been on this show since we did this show in Old Town, which was like 6 years ago. And that was when I was like, who's good? Billy's like, we got Barney and Chris. And they were, here's the funniest part of that. They wanted to be on the show because they were fangirling Billy. Because they were like Billy Belmont. Oh my gosh, you know,
dude, Billy Belmont is awesome.
Who doesn't fangirl about Billy Belmont?
And he's probably not watching now, but we're
right. That's the only reason I came on this show as a guest. Was I was fangirling about Billy Belmont.
Oh, well.
I'm just kidding.
I
was fangirling about Chris Burnett.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't fangirling.
No. I always wonder that because, like, I'm the, like, everybody's like, people come up to me and tell me it's a great show. I was like, no one comes up to me. Am I, like, intimidating? Like, what's happening?
You're daunting.
Am I daunting? I wonder that.
I don't think so.
I don't think I am either.
Like, to know you is to love you, so yeah. I don't think you're daunting, but maybe...
I know that I am to people who don't know me. Because they're like, yeah, I was really intimidating. Like, I've been told that to my face. Boy, when I first met you, I was like, that guy's really intimidating. Because I can be. Because I can really be intimidating.
You're just always so nice and lovely with me.
You're so warm and loving.
I'm even thinking of like years ago when we met. It was like 8 years ago.
It was probably that, yeah.
And
we both had killed someone.
Exactly.
They both
in the bosque with the body.
I was like, you didn't lie, huh? Smart.
That's right. I like to. You let me use your drum. It was great. Anyway, but it's not funny.
No,
I'm watching too many serial killer things.
I think honestly is it's hard to come up to you because you're always engaged. Like, there's usually
always,
it's like you see the pretty girl, but she's always talking to someone.
I'm the pretty girl.
You're the pretty girl.
You're the pretty girl, Chris.
You're
so
and you're
pretty.
like, well, where am I gonna get an opportunity to act? Do I have to like stand in line?
No, that is not what happens.
Soon there's going to be a line to talk to Chris Burnett.
I don't think so.
There is always a line to talk to Chris Burnett.
There kind of is. They kind of hover.
No, that's not true.
I think I just cut the line. I just go around and like,
that's
Chris!
What you do.
And then like hug you.
Well, I try to do that with you, and that's tough. That is really tough sometimes. You're Amanda from the Red. So, fuck, man. Here's the craziest shit, right? This is what trips me about these guys. Is like watching them. And if you get close to them, they'll stomp you and kill you. Go near. How does that? Is that crazy?
It's crazy and awesome, and it's a lot of things. It's like it's really. I'm gonna get total cheese, but like I feel like totally blessed because it's also like, whoa, that's awesome. Like,
it's got
you know, it's like it's a great feeling, and it's fun because I feel like everyone who comes to our shows and who wants to be a part of it is all there for kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Like we all are there to like be in the moment, let it go, whatever you were feeling that week, like shake it off. Like here we are together. Let's have a shot. Let's take a drink, and let's kiss this fucking
you sing a song like that.
Do a couple songs.
There's a few of them that get me through my day.
But it's sorry.
Go. It's your show.
No, I lost my
It's your day. It's your day.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's fun. It's trippy. It's trippy that happens.
That's about waiting. Somebody's about to go through.
And I was like,
I love that word.
How was it the first time you stopped singing and everybody sang in the audience your song?
oh my God, so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like so fucking cool. My favorite thing is when we all like I can be like, all right, let me hear you, and everybody sings along.
Yeah.
And it's just to know that somebody cares enough what you say.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
whether it is like, you know, a deep, profound thought, or it's just like, hey, I'm letting go, like whatever it is. You know, the fact that it's that moment where you're all together. And I remember the first time it happened, and I got off stage and I was like, holy shit! Like I'm pretty sure like I called my parents. like that just happened. And I was like, oh my God! And it feels. I really just sometimes have an outer body experience when we're playing too, where I'm like, this is amazing.
That's awesome.
Like I am so lucky that I am like happy and healthy, and I get to do what I want to do,
right,
and what I can do, and I really feel like this is what I've been put on the planet to do. You know, is bring that.
Yeah.
And I have my favorite thing and best thing I think I've ever heard with my music is people come up and they say, you know, like, thank you. Like,
Yeah.
you got me through
Yeah.
this week. Like, you're like, I have listened to this song on repeat, and like, I mean, whether it's Survive or it's Waiting or Caged, you know, is a big one too. That I'm like, man, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Art, music, theater, whatever your vice is,
right,
should be that release where
right,
you feel
Yeah.
safe in the same space where you feel so vulnerable.
Yes.
And that's my favorite thing about watching people dance. And like you know, it's very easy for people to sit back and be like, oh, look at him, like he's getting all crazy and but it's 10 times harder to be that person who's in the front, shaking it like you don't care,
Yeah.
letting loose,
Yeah.
getting down, and I'm like, you are my people.
getting pulled up on stage like Courtney Cox and you know, at the Get Action show.
Asked to get pulled on stage.
I have to tell you. So I listen to music usually like right before I go on stage. Fingers Crossed
Yay.
has been a go-to for a while now.
Dude, yay.
And
Nice.
I always listen to
Thank
it,
you.
and I get pumped up, and I kind of fangirled when I found out you were coming on the show, because every time you guys play and I get the opportunity to see you, it's like I get so excited, not just because you guys are awesome, but it's like a fellow Albuquerque like performer. It makes me so happy.
Dude, thank you. That makes me so happy.
But do they stop mid-performance to say hi to you?
Well, maybe now she will. Maybe now she will, Chris. You know what? There's a new mayor in town.
Ooh.
And she's a woman. So everybody thinks Chris and I hate each other, and it's
Exactly.
hilarious.
It's pretty funny. The people will be like, do you guys not like each other? Because I just talk shit nonstop.
We talk
to
shit.
her.
I
That's
just
how
gonna tell everybody, be like, behind the scenes.
Holly
It's-
and Chris. It's
Pretty
tense.
That
tense.
was crazy.
You come in, he's like, Holly, why did you wear that? You decided to wear that on
What's
the
wrong
show?
with your fucking face right now?
What's going on here?
So I walked into the New Year's Eve party. Like, I'm dressed up, and it's Chris and
She
Billy.
looked amazing.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and Chris is like, I wore like a full like ball gown, like super dressed up. Billy being like totally lovable, and Chris is like, you look like the human embodiment of a fart. And Billy thought he would. Even Billy was like, Chris, that is so horrible. Why would you say that? And I was just laughing. That's
Dude,
how
I
we
think
show
that's-
affection to each other.
I would probably like laugh at you, but I know you. Really? Be like,
So gross.
But people have asked me so many times since I started the show. They're like, "Do you and Chris even like each other? Like, how is that?" And I'm like, "Chris and I text each other like
Right,
all the time."
I'll be all, guess what's going on? Cheese man.
Oh my god, cheese mix.
she's like,
We are obsessed with cheese mix.
Because Billy talks about cheese man, but Billy doesn't really like
No,
gossip. He does
me
like
and
drama.
Chris, I will literally wake up in the morning because
Oh my
I'll
God,
go
let
to
me tell you-
bed.
Oh my God, wait till
I
I
will
tell
go
you
to
this.
bed because like he works in the morning, and I'll be like out like at an open mic or like
Yeah.
whatever.
Guess what I heard?
And I like 8 o'clock in the morning, I'll be like, Chris, guess what happened? And he's like, screenshots or it didn't happen.
Oh, no. It's like, I'm this guy that, like, people tell their secrets to for no good reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No good reason.
Don't.
And ask Billy. Billy's like, I don't know why people tell you all these things. He's like, and I'm like, I don't know either.
You just bring that out in them. They're just like, yes.
Like they're like, you seem trustworthy. And I'm like, Bill, oh my God, guess what?
Cheese me.
But yes, Chris and I do love each other. We don't hate each other.
Not today.
No, not right now.
Not at this point.
I mean, probably in about 5 minutes.
Well,
As soon as this is off.
As soon as the camera is on.
I want to thank Amanda from the Red Light Cameras for coming on.
Yay.
It's pretty amazing.
Dude, thank you for having me.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Well, we're going to have to do a part 2 because there's so much more to talk about.
So much.
We did
Let's
2
do it.
hours, but we could do.
Let's do it.
We could do like 8 hours.
Probably.
Hey, I had fun. I'll do it again.
Did that feel like 2 hours?
No.
No.
Not at all,
no.
right? That's when you know it's like you've had a good guest. They're always like, I always love this. They go, you should come on the show. We do 2 hours. Like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And then you'd be like, well, that's the end of the show. They're like, that was 2 hours? Holy shit. You know?
I was wondering what people were going to ask, too. I was like, I'm sure.
Oh, no. It was like,
I was like,
well,
I did get one. I
Oh.
put like a sticker. Hold on. I did get one question that was in a sticker, and it is one of my followers. We were talking about like, I don't want to say that, but so he posed like. He asked, he's like, tell her to tell STD scare stories. Those are always funny. And I'm like, absolutely fucking not.
No, that's too much.
I was like, you are so gross.
That's like draw something. Draw a dick. like, all right.
What's the time you had sex? You thought you were going to get an STD.
What's the best dick you ever saw?
It's like, dick.
All right, Brad. Not gonna.
Yeah, no. I was like,
next try.
I was like, are you fucking kidding? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, just had to
No,
share
I'm
that.
happy we didn't ask that question.
Yeah, I would never.
When are you guys playing again the next time? You know?
So the next time that we have coming up is going to be March 10th. It's that party for Alejandro that we were talking about.
Look at her. It's really good.
And that's at the Launch Pad.
Launchpad.
And then the next one I'm super excited about. We are going to be playing the St. Patty's Day party at Marble.
Ooh.
And we're going to be headlining that. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then March is really busy for us. We're going to go back on the road. We're going to be in Marfa, El Paso. I'm super stoked.
Marfa?
Marfa.
Where is
Marfa?
Marfa?
I was like
I know.
saying Marfa. It's in Texas, right?
It is.
Oh.
I'm super excited. Everybody's like, I didn't ever
Marfa?
know about Marfa, and everyone's like, oh my God, you have to go.
What?
So I'm excited to see what all
What's
the hype
awesome
is
about Marfa?
I don't know. I think there's a Prada in Marfa that
What?
everybody. I mean, I don't know why, but there's a picture of it, and it's like I've seen it. It's just a solo building, and it's Prada, and it's in the middle of like the Texas desert. It's
Wow.
it's interesting, yeah. So I'm just intrigued to see what the hype is about.
Can we have her back on after she goes to Marfa?
Yes.
Because I want to
and
hear
can
about
tell you all
Marfa.
about Marfa.
Marfa.
We'll just have a whole Marfa show.
How excited are you? Okay, so Joe Anderson has taken over downtown.
Yes.
Everyone
Yes,
knows
yes.
this, right? Like, he doesn't own Sister Bar, he doesn't own Anodyne, but he owns everything else.
He
Pretty
owns
much everything else.
So do you know about the non-rooftop bar? He's reopening it.
I have heard.
'Cause Barney's
I have
involved.
heard. I know. I get to know all the things from the Barney.
We might have a place again.
Yay! I'm so
That
excited.
place?
Huh? What's up?
I said, oh, that place.
Then there's also the underground bar.
Underground.
Yes, the
it
basement
used to
bar.
be the speakeasy like
Speakeasy and the
thingy.
liquor. You know,
Yeah.
There's a speakeasy downstairs.
I heard about the speakeasy. I looked into the speakeasy and I was like, I can't afford the speakeasy.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but since it's closed down, and all that, I don't think they're not going to do like a membership.
That'll be awesome.
It's going to be
Yeah.
expensive on drinks, I think. But
Yeah.
man, do the locals need a place where we can just get away from the regular people,
Dude,
and
for real.
the tourists and whatnot.
Well, and it'd
Also-
be nice,
oh,
like,
sorry.
sorry. If,
No, go
if it
ahead.
was like a legit speakeasy where it was like that day you have to go to the site,
Yes.
and you have to get the secret word, and
That'd
it
be
changes
awesome.
daily. Like,
That'd be
'cause then,
cool.
then that's people who really
And we
wanna
walk in
come
and like Amanda's doing like lounge singing. She's on a piano, laying on a piano, like, you know,
in a full
singing.
sequin dress.
Yes,
It's
yes.
like, yes. Can this at Joe?
Que será?
I just want to know, Joe Anderson, what do I have to do to work for you?
Oh, I don't know.
I submitted so many resumes. He's probably like, who is this fucking Holly girl?
He's like, no thanks.
Well, hey, he's gonna open a new spot. He probably needs
he's got a couple bars open up. So
I send him resumes all the time.
He's sending.
I just send them.
I wonder if he's like now. He's like, I don't know if these are resumes.
What is that? Yeah. He's like, she says she's on 10 drink minimum. Doubt it.
I don't know about that. Yeah, she'll drink all the profits. So May 2nd through the 5th, the whole gang is going to be in Trinidad, Colorado.
Oh yeah,
we're so excited! Mm-hmm. It's my first comedy festival that I got accepted to.
That's going to be amazing.
So
Me too.
Excited.
Us too.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
And you said they can take the train with you, right? If they want to go.
So we're actually taking the train.
Yeah.
So literally, like, we're talking to the guy, and I'm like, so we can drive up there, and he's like, no. We're giving you train tickets.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what do we need to bring? And I was like, all our equipment. I can't fit on the train. He's like, no, you don't need to bring any equipment.
You don't need to bring anything.
Like, whoa.
This is like a dream booking. Like, as soon as so they contacted me, which was like a weird experience all in itself because I'm not used to that. Usually I have to beg people to book me. And not only that, but then they were like, also, we have transportation and she gets her lodging is taken care of. I was like, what? I was like,
dude, that's awesome.
This is like,
and they use both their names.
Nice. You know, when venues, festivals, whatever, go out of their way to like take care of the artists, it's really awesome.
And it just feels good. It feels like you're appreciated.
Exactly. It feels like you're appreciated. It's the the green M&M test.
Like they make a beer for you.
Hey now. Shout out Tractor.
We feel very appreciated by Tractor right now.
You say, like, you talk, we were asking, like, you know, we didn't ask, but like, what is your favorite venue to play?
Oh, that's right. We teased with that.
We didn't say it. What is it?
Oh my god.
You don't have to say it. You don't want
to. I have a soft spot for Launchpad.
Yeah.
Launchpad is.
It is.
I love it. It's
after Blackbird closed. That's our home,
dude. When Blackbird closed, I was so bummed. That was before Joey played with us, actually. Joey, and we would all go.
Well, we all know that Dandy closed Blackbird.
Dandy,
as everyone knows.
I'm just gonna shout at Dandy.
That Dandy.
Everyone go outside and throw rocks to Seattle.
Goatheads.
Goatheads. He's gonna get all these goatheads in the mail. No, I love Launchpad. I think it's a great venue. I love everybody who works there. When I walk in, it's like family. It's a great spot. I love a lot of the venues here in town. Marble always treats us really right. Sister always does a great job.
I was going to say, Sister's got to be a really good one.
Oh, Sister's awesome. I think like on if I could do like my top 4, you know, it would be. I mean, Meow Wolf's up there, obviously, but it's I'm like that's Santa. That's Santa Fe technically.
Yes.
My
we
favorite
said
venue
in town.
Yes, in town. You did say in town. It would top 3 would definitely be Launchpad, Sister, and Marble.
Right on.
For sure, and that's because across the board, all 3 venues do a really good job of taking care of their artists, of taking care of of the people, you know, and sound is always. Pretty legit.
Sounds a big deal.
Sounds a big deal.
That'll make you sound good with the fuck's point. Exactly. Take that in mind, folks. Yeah.
There's reason Brits is closed.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
All right. You're all.
My very first.
Pour one out for Old Birds.
I miss Old Birds.
I miss Old Birds.
Old Birds.
New Birds can suck it.
Old Birds was my first comedy home. That was the first place that like Kurt and I had a show every month. And then when they moved to New Birds, gross. Didn't like it.
So James, you want everybody to watch Midnight Texas and then watch out for your show Daybreak?
Yeah, please watch Midnight Texas. It's you can watch it on the NBC app or on Hulu.
Yeah.
It got canceled again, but it's
been canceled before.
It's been canceled before. So keep watching.
So was Arrested Development.
Hopefully, we'll have a 3rd season.
The next season's coming out next month. Just want to thank Tractor Brewing for making the Wavy Hour Ale. It is available at all locations.
And I just want to promote one more time my roast on March 16th. Come out and donate. You can be mean to me. You can say whatever you want. My dad's going to roast me. Chris, I'm surprised you're not going to roast me. Because you roast me every day.
I've got to do the sound and the video.
That's true.
And that's more important. True. I feel like I need to nail that for you because I want people to see how shitty a human being you are. I'm just kidding. No, I want it to come out really well. Thanks, and I feel like if I have to go roast, that's too many things to do.
It's too many things. That's too much for you. So you'll just roast me on the show leading up to it.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
That is tough, man. But thank you, Tractor, for making a beer for us. Thank you, Amanda, for coming on the show.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have all of our social media. Go to tendrinkminimum.com, facebook.com/tendrink, all that stuff. It's there. We have a Patreon right there. So go on our Patreon. It's above me. It's above me. It's only above me.
Oh,
me and
I thought we were.
It's right. Watch, I can do it like there.
It's
okay.
right here.
So go to our Patreon, support us. That helps out the show. That way we can help pay for all this fun stuff, and have more guests. But other than that, we got our own beer. We've got Amanda from the Red Light Cameras.
We've made it.
What else could you want? We've made it. We got 2 names. Everybody's got 2 names.
Everybody's got 2 names. Now everyone knows how to say my last name.
Yes. Machon, there you go. Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
With that,
we are 10 Drink Minimum.